the Asheville Mall. Bring non-perishable items to the donation barrels at local Ingles locations or donate online. Join Ingles Markets, iHeartRadio Asheville, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times so Manna Food Bank can fill empty plates this holiday season.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
What's up, people? This is Cam Jordan, all-pro defensive end with the New Orleans Saints. Join me on my new podcast, Off the Edge with Cam Jordan. In episodes each week, I'll bring you a different perspective of the game through the lens of my 12-plus years in the NFL. Some of the game's biggest stars will also join me to help you become a smarter football fan. Listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Brought to you by Hager, America's #1 selling suit jacket brand. Elevate your look and shop at Hager.com.
Ready to start the new year strong? Then come out for the annual New Year's Resolution Run presented by Hunter Subaru. With 5K and 10K routes to choose from, runners, walkers, and family members of all ages and ability levels are welcome. You'll enjoy the vibrant streets of downtown Asheville on New Year's Day starting at 10 a.m. What better way to make 2024 your most successful year yet? Start it with a win at the New Year's Resolution Run. For more information and to get signed up, go to idaf.net, idaph.net. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia, Asheville.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
The pounding begins. The wagons are circled. Every wind is raided. It's football time in America, and this republic has never been stronger. The Sportsocracy, Beer City's best sports talk, live from the Ingles studio.
And it's ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. We're in the Ingles studio live, and it is a
Football Friday.
Indeed it is. It's our first Football Friday without college football, which makes me sad.
Well, I mean, we have college football.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the game that you poop on every single year.
It's a game, all right? There's
it's not a game. It's the game.
It's the game.
It's the game.
Yes, that's
what
right.
It's called.
That's right.
We will have Bill Belichick on game day tomorrow as the guest picker.
Can't wait for that.
Let's just hope he's a better guest picker than he is draft picker.
See
what I did there?
Because right now he's just a better nose picker because he sucks.
See, and you ruined it. It's
just not. How do you feel about last night if you're a New England Patriots fan or a Pittsburgh Steelers fan? You all excited? Bill Booty Cheeks in our YouTube comments. Are y'all still on the Bailey Zappe train? I mean, 3 touchdowns in the first half. Awesome, right? You look at last night and go, what the hell has happened to Pittsburgh? At least I did.
Exactly what I told you had happened to them. That's all I could think about all night was, man, I'm going to enjoy a victory lap of telling you, man, this is the worst 7-win team I've ever seen in my life, and it's not close. They are not good. I mean, literally, just do me a favor. Tell me what it is that they do well. If New England hadn't adamantly tried to lose last night, they would have beaten them by 2 scores. It took a blocked punt, an interception on your own 30-yard line, and you still lost. You're the first team in NFL history to ever be, what was it, with 7 wins that had ever lost to 2 teams in a row that were...
No, it was the first team ever to lose in consecutive weeks that's over 500, but lost to teams that are 8 games under 500.
They're horror awful.
Yeah, it's awful.
I mean, and you know who won last night? We all did. Because I can now guarantee you that Pittsburgh Steelers team is not going to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure there's anybody left that you can beat. I would love to know what happened to Mitch Trubisky. He was never good. There was a time that he was average.
Mm-hmm.
Then he was pretty bad. And last night, his bad was badder than the baddest that I've ever seen him.
Well, I mean, how good can you be when you never play? You don't have, you're not getting the reps, I guess. You don't have he's
so you're not
getting
getting reps. You're still an NFL quarterback,
right? I mean, I get it, but
you're still an NFL and a pretty high level backup. We thought, and you come in and look like Tim Boyle, and it's not like you're not throwing to anybody. You have George Pickens and Allen Robinson, Deontay Johnson, Pat Freiermuth, the two running backs in the backfield. The offensive line's better than it's been, and you're worse than you've ever been before.
Is it better, though? I mean,
oh, no doubt it's better this year than it's been in the last 5 years by a mile.
I mean,
you're that bad.
But you're in an offense that already hasn't been good without you. So how good can you
the blame Canada thing? Oh, it's all Matt Canada. Oh, it's all going to be done. No, this team's just not very good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hate to break that to Steeler fans, but this has been pretty now, I didn't, under any circumstances, think you were going to lose to the Cardinals and the Patriots.
Right.
I thought you were going to back your way into the playoffs, be the worst 10-win team in the history of the NFL, and get just scattered, smothered, and covered in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like you did against Cleveland a few years ago. That's how I thought this was going to go. Thankfully, for all of the rest of us, that's not going to happen. Now, the bigger question to me is, and I've heard this narrative, and I'm not giving my opinion, I'm just asking you a question. Is it time to start seriously considering, is Mike Tomlin really has the time come and gone? Has the message gotten stale?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I keep thinking that's ridiculous. Because I like Mike Tomlin, and I think he's a good coach, and he's a culture setter, and all of the things that I've believed about him over the years. It would be stupid, in my opinion, for the Pittsburgh Steelers to cut him loose. However, I also said the same thing when it came to Andy Reid in Philadelphia.
Well, and that's a perfect.
Yeah, Greeny brought this up earlier today, and I can't get it out of my mind of. Okay, so things went stale in Philadelphia. You had all of these years where you were competitive and you were getting into the playoffs, but you weren't winning the big one, right? You would fall in the NFC Championship game. You had the one Super Bowl against the Patriots that you lost. And then you have that 4-12 season. And everybody in Philadelphia loses their minds, and we're all talking about how bad Andy Reid is, and the game's passed him by, and this just isn't working anymore, blah, 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 blah. And then what happens? They fire him. He gets a job 10 seconds later, goes to Kansas City, and is now in the midst of a dynasty. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen with Mike Tomlin. I think it's a possibility it could happen.
I think it's a great possibility. I think it's probably exactly what should happen.
You could cut him loose. He goes and finds a spot somewhere else. I don't know. There's a team down in the NFC South in Tampa that I think should back a Brinks truck up to him to give him whatever he wants. Because that's a franchise that needs a culture like that. Pittsburgh Steelers fans, if you're sick and tired of the culture thing being the storyline, then let's go into the unknown. I mean, we haven't done that since 1968, but let's do that. I don't want to open up the door, if I'm a Steelers fan, to the never-ending revolving door of what could happen.
Well, you're not gonna have the never-ending revolving door. This is a franchise that has had.
If it works, that's the thing.
They've had 3 head coaches in my lifetime. I think you'll be just fine.
Maybe.
And one of them was gone the year after I was born, and had been there for 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is gonna be a problem. This will be one of the most sought jobs in the NFL. I get a lot of flack every time I say this, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are the definition of what I'm talking about. I would rather be the New England Patriots right now than the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Why?
I don't have any interest in going 9-6-1, 8-8, 9-7-1, 9-8, and you're probably headed for 8-9. I'm good. That is the most listless feeling in the world. Yes, Mike Tomlin won you a Super Bowl. Can you tell me what year that was?
Gosh, that was 2007?
2008.
2008.
Do you realize how long ago that actually was?
Mm-hmm.
George Bush was the president of the United States. That's how long ago this has been.
Only for another day or two, but still.
I don't really know what it is you're holding on to.
Right.
Because I don't see how this is going to get any better. Mm-hmm. This is the problem with teams that get stuck in, and I have always called this purgatory. You're not going to be bad enough to crater out, get the quarterback you need, build the roster. You're never going to be good enough to actually contend for Super Bowls. There's no place I would rather be less. If you take the worst teams in this league, the Chicago Bears, you have 2 picks in the top 5. New England Patriots, you're going to have a pick in the top 5 because there's not another team in the NFL you can beat. Maybe the Jets. That would be the most New England thing I've ever seen, to lose to the Jets and lose out on a quarterback because you won a meaningless game.
Right.
You have hope. That hope comes in the form of a lottery ticket, but the Pittsburgh Steelers are stopping at that same convenience store. They're grabbing a Clark bar, and that's what they have. I can win no monies, but at least I have this very unsatisfying candy bar.
No, you just don't have as many lottery tickets. I mean, you have a
There
chance,
is no
right?
lottery ticket in Pittsburgh. You tell me the path that this team becomes better than the Baltimore Ravens in the next 5 years.
You got to find a quarterback, and somehow, some
Good luck
way,
doing
you
that
gotta
picking
find
at 15.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck. Look around the NFL. Tell me how many of these guys have been picked in that spot. Mm-hmm. Jalen Hurts, they built an entire offense around him. Mm-hmm. San Francisco, they had every piece in place. Mm-hmm. And they have an offensive system. Pittsburgh has no offensive identity. Mm-hmm. There are times that I watch them, I don't even know what system it is they run. Because it is this mishmash, just pure bag of crap. They ran a tight end pass on the 1 yard line last night. I don't know that there's another team in the NFL that would do that, and they ain't the only one that's this bad offensively.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you find any possible way to shake things up, to give yourself that spark, right? That spark that you're looking for.
And I think the Andy Reid, I'm not telling you Mike Tomlin's a bad coach. What I am telling you is that there is a reason that you don't see coaches stay in places this long, because the message gets stale. Mm-hmm. You can only give me the same Johnny Rah-Rah speech so many times before I go, yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that. We've been doing this 15 years. We haven't really sniffed a Super Bowl since.
And maybe that is the case. I do find it, rather convenient that the success all hinges on the quarterback as well, right? When you
I don't know that it's just the quarterback. The defense isn't good either. That's like the greatest myth. I love when we do this with teams of, Pittsburgh's been good defensively for 15 years. So you just stop watching and you tell me how good they are defensively? They're not. They cannot stop the run. Ezekiel Elliott bled them like a catfish last night, and Bailey Zappe was making throws that I'm not sure I couldn't have made, because you have no corners. You've got 2 edge rushers and an incredibly aging defense. We always talk about how good of a drafting team this is, and they are to a point. Mm-hmm. What was the last real big hit? Who's the last one that you look at and go, oh, yeah, that was awesome. Glad we did that.
Joey Porter Jr.
Alex Highsmith. You're talking about a rookie. You're talking about a rookie that played limited snaps for the first half of the year.
Right. I mean, I don't know. Deontay Johnson was pretty good.
Deontay Johnson's a crazy person that celebrates touchdowns when they're down 3 scores. Yeah, I'm not necessarily going to call that your home run swing.
Right.
Pittsburgh's notorious for drafting just absolute moron wide receivers that are really talented. Mm-hmm. Trust me, it's not that the rest of the league doesn't know that they're talented. It's that they don't want to deal with the personalities that somehow find their way to Pittsburgh on a great big rotator. Yeah. So I am to the point, if I'm Pittsburgh, I got to make a change of some kind. And the only one I can figure out is Mike Tomlin. Yeah. I mean, because I can give you another quarterback, but you're the one that keeps hiring these guys like Matt Canada, and the offense is just awful. Todd Haley, he did that as well. And it's weird. All these guys are successful somewhere else, and then they come to Pittsburgh and just fail miserably. The offense hasn't been good in 5 years. 4 of those 5, it's been genuinely awful. They scored a lot of points in one of those years, but other than that, you've done nothing well. How many coaches in the NFL get that much leash? You've been an afterthought for 5 years. And I think you have to start looking at this. Yeah. And then Tomlin gets a second act somewhere else. Los Angeles Chargers make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. It does make a lot of sense. He's going to get whatever. I mean, if that happens, which I don't know. I don't know that it will. Pittsburgh has been loyal to a fault sometimes.
This is the first time I would say you could actually make the argument that it's time to move on.
Okay.
He's been here since 2007, so that would be this is his 17th year?
Mm-hmm.
He's never gone more than 2 consecutive years without having a double-digit win season. Well, he's about to. This will be 3 years in a row.
Yep.
This will be 2 years in a row that you missed the playoffs. This will be 4 out of 6 that you missed the playoffs. That's time to move on. I get that he's a good coach. Philadelphia got to that same point. They hired another coach. They moved on, and things were fine. And Andy Reid had a nice landing spot. But this is the point where this has to get to.
Yeah.
At some point, you have to be tired of being mediocre, and I know Pittsburgh fans are. I have friends that are Steeler fans. They've been telling me this for years. Of it's not going to get better. This is who he is. This is who he is here, at least. He's going to wear those same goofy sunglasses and have the big cross chain hanging out over the top of his Steelers logo. We've seen it. We've seen it. We've done it. We know how it ends. And I'm just to the point of,
shake it up.
Move on.
Yeah. Shake it up and move on. It's not getting better. It's not great. So maybe it is time. Maybe it's time that Mike Tomlin finds a new spot. It's almost hard to believe. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine, and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
At Ingles, we know that Christmas is a family affair.
Operation Silent Night and Still in Effect. Okay, we're ready. Okay.
May yours be merry and bright.
With a Chalupa Supreme, beefy 5-layer burrito, crunchy taco, cinnamon twist, and medium drink, Taco Bell's $5 Cravings Box is packed as ever and $5 as ever. Get one at Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for price and participation which vary. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
The 2024 Ingles Southern Conference Basketball Championships will be held at the Harrah's Cherokee Center, Asheville, in the ExploreAsheville.com Arena, March 7th through the 11th, 2024. Tickets go on sale Friday, December 8th. Get your tickets now via Ticketmaster.com and at the Harrah's Cherokee Center, Asheville box office.
The holidays are the happiest time of the year. That is, unless you or your loved ones are miserable because of colds, sinus infections, or allergies. This holiday season, give the gift of better breathing with Navage. What makes Navage so effective? Well, unlike cold and allergy drugs that might take a long time to help, if they're effective at all, Navage provides fast relief from sinus congestion in 30 seconds flat. Navage doesn't just relieve symptoms, it attacks the cause by sucking out the germs, allergens, and viruses trapped in your nose that are making you feel miserable. Best of all, Navage does it naturally, without drugs. Wash away your cold and congestion problems this holiday season. Add Navage to your gift list so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Hi, I can help whoever's next.
Cooper's overnight shipping company has to deliver the goods.
Ship these gifts to your grandkids.
They need a logistics manager to keep the wheels turning.
126 packages going to Toronto, Tuscaloosa, Montreal, and Minneapolis. Oh boy.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling?
Because I love football.
It is ESPN Asheville. You're in the Sportsocracy, and we're coming to you live from the Ingles studio. The Pittsburgh Steelers. I was shocked. I really was. I was really shocked. The Pittsburgh did not come out and win that game last night.
I was shocked they didn't win. I was not shocked that they didn't look good. I was shocked that New England scored points.
That was it. It was the fact that Bailey Zappe came out and threw 3 first-half touchdowns in the game that was kind of like, oh, well, I mean, hey, good for you. Good for your offense.
Was it good for your offense, though? Because do you realize what you just did? I mean, look, if there's anybody that can speak to the misery of winning games that doesn't matter, it's the Jets fan. Because we wound up with Zach Wilson instead of Trevor Lawrence because we won a meaningless game against the L.A. Rams. But do you realize what New England just did? You still have a game with that listless Jet team that I was just referring to last week of the season. You know what happens if you win it?
What's that?
So New England's 3-10 now. They're tied with Arizona. The strength of schedule for New England is a little lighter than that of Arizona, so they win the tiebreaker. Do you know what happens if you win another game? You could fall all the way to 9, 8. You could fall all the way to 8, excuse me. Because you got Washington, Chicago, the Jets, the Giants, and Tennessee behind you. They're all one game behind you. Their strength of schedule is all getting ready to come up, and yours is getting ready to go down. Because you got a lot of teams on your schedule that play each other, which means it's going to come back to 500 no matter what. You could be burning yourself out of a quarterback again.
Maybe. I mean, we're in a class here where it seems that there's some softening on the quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah. There was a time that this could have been the best quarterback class ever. Now, Quinn Ewers is probably coming back to Texas. Mm-hmm. I would be almost shocked if he wasn't. Mm-hmm. Jaden Daniels has worked his way up. I'm not exactly sure where. Speaking of that, 3-round mock draft starting on Monday. It is done.
He's in the top 10. I think
he is. I have him
guaranteed
in the
top 10. Somebody's going to find him in the top 10 and go, yeah, that's my guy. New England Patriots probably among them. Actually, New England Patriots definitely among them. And my team is definitely going to be among them. I mean, you never know. You never know just what you're going to find in the draft. And we were talking about Pittsburgh. They found Ben Roethlisberger at 11 in a draft. So you might be able to.
That was a long
time ago. It was absolutely a long time ago. But that's the good thing about, franchise/generational quarterbacks. You only need to find one every 20 years.
Red C said he remembers 2 weeks ago I said if they lost either Arizona or New England, there'd be problems, and somehow they lost to them both.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sure did.
The Steelers are terrible, but the New England Patriots, they're worse. They just beat them.
Well, the thing with New England is that you're coming upon the witching hour. That's our favorite time on football Sundays when a red zone, when losses become wins and wins become losses. This is the time that a win can become a loss for the New England Patriots. You haven't learned anything. Nothing has improved. Nothing is better. This still has to end in the separation of Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. Mm-hmm. Now, what I'm getting just horribly scared of is that another team is going to go, we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll sign up right now to take a 73-year-old coach. And I don't think you should. I heard Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit talking about this last night well, if he still wants to coach, then he could definitely do that. But would they give personnel control if they have a brain in their head? No.
But the problem is, yes, someone will. Someone will turn it over to Bill Belichick.
Will they?
If you're desperate enough.
How desperate do you have to be?
David Tepper desperate.
I don't think he would even answer your call.
Really?
Why in the world would Bill Belichick want to take over a rebuilding project like that?
Hey, I mean, if he wants to coach somewhere, this is a perfect opportunity to get everything
There's
he
no
wanted.
such thing. This is not a perfect opportunity. When you're talking about the Carolina Panthers, I want you to take the word perfect out of your lexicon because this is not a perfect opportunity for anybody.
It will be
certainly not a guy who has been horror-awful drafting for the last 10 years.
It will be the opportunity for a 73-year-old guy who I don't feel like – you're right. I don't feel like many teams would do that. It's got to be the desperate one.
It's Carolina's not the one. It's not the one. Just get that one out of your head.
Okay.
Washington, maybe, if that new ownership group wants to make a splash, I guess. But you're going to have to – and I heard him say this last night, you're going to have to completely rebuild the staff because there's a lot of these guys that probably wouldn't go with him. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to acknowledge that there's a great chance your offensive coordinator is going to be Josh McDaniels. I want nothing to do with any of that. And watching last night, it just reaffirmed that. Because I'm looking around going, where is the actual talent on this roster? You have a retread running back, and I understand that Ramondre Stevenson was hurt. I get it. This is the team you put on the field. You have a slew of 4 wide receivers. And I can only put this on one person. I mean, he's the beginning and the end. He is the alpha and the omega of this organization. Mm-hmm. You did this. Mm-hmm. To me, this has to be the end. I know a lot of fan bases have talked about it. Just look at that record with Tom Brady and without, and just realize how lucky that actually was. And it'll answer the question for you.
Yeah. Problem is, he still gets the benefit of the doubt for 90% of fans, critics,
your
people who follow.
Your percentage is way too high.
Really?
I would say you're at a solid 20. This is the Bill Tom thing has turned into, over the last handful of years, this has been like a really bad breakup. And Tom won the breakup beyond a shadow of a doubt. Because Bill is the one that bought a sports car and now has a mullet and is having a total midlife crisis because he does not know what he is. And he is trying his damnedest to make it look like he can find a quarterback, and he can't. Because listen, there's only 2 paths to what happened last night. So let's take all the opinion out of it and just say there's 2 opportunities to take what happened last night and make it make cognitive sense. Either that was really lucky and Bailey Zappe came out and he was good throwing against a very soft secondary, and he's probably not going to do it again. There is a possibility of that. There's also a possibility that he is bar none the better quarterback, and Bill's been so stubborn over the course of this year that he was willing to go 3-10 as opposed to admit he was wrong on Mac Jones.
Yep.
There's no other path. If you think Zappe's the guy, Bill's got to be gone because you're the one that refused to sit down Mac Jones when we all saw this 2 years ago. This wasn't new information. I love how that narrative happens of, oh, well, Mac has regressed and he's not picking up Bill O'Brien's offense. I've been screaming this since his rookie year. This is all smoke and mirrors. None of it's real. He's not really good. He's not even kind of good. He was a 4th-round quarterback that you took at 15 because he was the last one left. And you've been so stubborn. If Bailey Zappe is that guy, then why wasn't he playing before? You were talking about the reps with Mitch Trubisky. Of course, same thing applies to Bailey Zappe.
Mm-hmm.
You knew what Mac was, and you rolled over and died. And this has been happening for years. ESPN just did a piece on New England before last night's game that, I mean, I'm a Jets fan, so by the time I got to the end of it, I was laughing, and I had to change my pants because I peed in them. I laughed so hard.
Just about the dysfunction?
Just everything that's happened over the last handful of years, all the way back to Brady saying he was the unhappiest 8-0 quarterback in the history of the NFL. Yeah, that was 6 years ago. And this has all been on the rapid descent since then. It has to end, and it has to end now. And if you're Bob Kraft, the only thing you can hope is that Bill's not so stubborn that he accidentally wins another game and puts you into real pandalirium. Because if you don't come out of this with Caleb Williams or Drake May, whichever one you feel hunky-dunky about, or if you're good with either one of them, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because there is no quarterback with any form of options that's looking at this going, oh, yeah, I want to do that. That looks fun. That offense looks really dynamic, and I'm sure I can get to another contract there.
No, the only way you're getting there is with a new coach. The only way you're getting there is by moving on from Bill Belichick. You bring in some hotshot offensive guy, then maybe it'll be enticing for somebody.
And the only thing I can say is to tie the two statements together, the one we made in the first segment about Pittsburgh and the statement about New England that we're making now, is any Steeler fan that is afraid of, well, we could wind up in that perpetual cycle of hiring a new coach every 4 years. Well, here's the alternative. I hope you took a really good look across that sideline last night, because that's the alternative. That's where this goes. When a guy hangs on too long, and I told you Bill should have walked away 4 years ago, the minute Tom left, you should have gone with him. Your ego wouldn't allow you to. Now you've gotten yourself here, and you have completely typhooned this franchise. Obviously, we were off yesterday, so we will push our state of the NFL to next week. How many teams in the NFL are more listless right now than the New England Patriots? It's not many.
Yeah.
It's not many, and they have a top 5 pick coming and a coach that has 6 Super Bowl rings. And I still would argue there aren't 2 teams in the NFL that would trade places with you right now.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. When we come back, it'll be time to get just a bit outside, and then we'll talk some transfers in college football, because one of the best players that could be in the draft might be staying in college.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Great drive this afternoon and a pretty decent start to the weekend. Then the bigger changes coming in. The question will be Sunday night to early Monday morning. Do we get cold enough temperatures before the precip goes away or before the precip and the wet roadways melt? All right, stay tuned. Sunshine, 62 today. Tonight, 38. Tomorrow, partly sunny, maybe a shower, 63. Our shower day's really Sunday, 60 degrees. Rain over to snow showers possible Sunday night to early Monday. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. With a Chalupa Supreme beefy 5-layer burrito, crunchy taco, cinnamon twist, and medium drink, Taco Bell's $5 cravings box is packed as ever and $5 as ever. Get one at Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for price and participation which vary. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Get your home insanely clean with Zero-Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Call now to get 3 rooms cleaned for only $129 and mention ESPN Asheville to get a free hallway cleaning. Easily schedule online at ZeroResAsheville.com.
At Blue Ridge Community College in Henderson and Transylvania counties, we offer more than 200 degrees, diplomas, and certificates in 30 areas of study that can help you reach your career and educational goals. As our year is coming to a close, we at Blue Ridge Community College wish you and your family a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year.
This is Heather Balkin from Balkin Roofing. As we celebrate Christmas, Balkin Roofing extends warm wishes from our family to yours. May the true meaning of this season fill your hearts with faith and hope. His love is the greatest gift ever given. Merry Christmas.
With a Chalupa Supreme beefy 5-layer burrito, crunchy taco, cinnamon twist, and medium drink, Taco Bell's $5 cravings box is packed as ever and $5 as ever. Get one at Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for price and participation which vary. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Anti-Semitism takes many forms, from a passing comment in casual conversation to vandalism and even violence. Shine a Light is a national initiative to spotlight anti-Semitism. A coalition of over 60 Jewish and non-Jewish organizations from across the U.S. and Canada, Shine a Light draws inspiration from Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights, to encourage Jews and allies to speak out against anti-Semitism and send a message that we are stronger together. Join us at shinealighton.com.
At Ingles Weather, we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business. And we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Back in the Sportsocracy, ESPN Asheville. Bryce Young, the number one thing that he was criticized for coming into the NFL was his size, right? Everybody had the question, oh, God, he's 5'10", 5'9", and he's never going to be able to survive behind an NFL offensive line. He'll never hold up to an NFL pass rush. Well, he has surprisingly stayed pretty healthy this year, despite the fact that he's one of the most hit quarterbacks in the NFL. He's been sacked 44 times, not quite as much as Sam Howell has been sacked, but pretty close. And David Newton of ESPN was at the media availability on Wednesday for Bryce Young and asked him what he thought about, the situation of him being able to stay healthy. How has he done it? And he thanked the one entity that is responsible for keeping him healthy behind that god-awful Carolina Panthers offensive line. He said, quote, "That's God. That's God protecting me." And, of course, people around me, that's out of my control. Definitely grateful to be here, to be healthy, to be able to play. It's a blessing, and I don't lose sight of that. Obviously, that is not the way I'm taking it was not how he intended it, but it's hilarious that that is also the case. You have done nothing to protect me. It is all because of the man above, right? Got to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for keeping me healthy this week, because it damn sure wasn't that god-awful offensive line that you have given me.
I have two stories. They're both about the college football playoff.
Okay.
The first one is it has to do with Texas. The second has to do with who they're playing. How many tickets are available for the Sugar Bowl? How many seats are in the Caesars Superdome?
Oh, good Lord. I have no idea.
68,400.
Okay.
All right, so you know that bowl games work in that each team gets an allotment of tickets.
Mm-hmm.
How many tickets do you think each team got?
10 grand?
You're close. 13,000.
Okay.
How many requests did season ticket holders for Texas submit for tickets to this game?
50,000.
31,694. So they sent out an email yesterday that basically said, and I'm paraphrasing, that we will be unable to fulfill your requests, but you can buy tickets on the secondary market or on SeatGeek. Do you know how much those tickets are?
$12,000.
It's a lot. It's not that much. You are horrible at this game. Good God. Don't ever go on a game show.
12,001.
I would kill to see you on Jeopardy. This body of water is right next to the United States. I'm going with Canada, Bill.
What is Lake Titicaca?
What is 7? Is it 7?
Jets plus 7.
Did I do it right? I don't think you did. It's incredibly funny to me that a lot of season ticket holders don't understand that the bowl games, especially when it comes to the playoffs, so many of these seats are corporate that you don't really have a shot unless you have got super deep pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of deep pockets.
Wait. What was the price for a ticket?
The get-in price it was over $1,000.
Yeah.
I haven't checked it as of this morning, but
right.
When I saw this story yesterday, it was well over $1,000. The other story also has to do with deep pockets, and it's about a frat at Washington. I don't know what Fiji stands for, but apparently that's what they call themselves.
Okay.
I'm sure it's fraternity of something. But they're a frat at the University of Washington, and they have tremendous belief in their Huskies to the point that earlier in the season, every member of the frat pooled $25. Now, what could they possibly have done that for?
I don't know.
They pulled all their money and put a $2,600 wager on Washington to win the national title at plus 1,800. I don't know how good your mathing skills are, but that would take that $2,650 and turn it into over $50,000.
Wow.
It would be a nice little payday for a slew of college kids.
Heck yeah.
Just for posterity's sake. They placed the wager at plus 1,800. Washington is, as of right now, plus 750 to win the college football playoff, and I don't hate that number at all. I don't hate it at all. Might have a couple shekels on it myself.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. For those of you who are just curious for any reason, Phi Gamma Delta is the fraternity that goes by Fiji.
I'm not a wordsmith, but I don't know how you got Fiji out of Phi Gamma Delta.
Yeah, I don't either. And I'm not reading through the history of why they call it Fiji, but who knows? Who knows? All right. So Marvin Harrison, apparently he's on the fence about coming back to Ohio State. So he posted out on his social media yesterday that he wants to realize that dream. He came to Ohio State with the goal of winning a national championship. He hasn't been able to do it yet, and obviously he's still on the fence. Now there's sub-reporting that goes along with that.
That's I came in this morning singing that the only good Fleetwood Mac song that was ever written. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies. And that is why that song's been stuck in my head for 2 days. Because you left out a really important part of that.
Thing. It's not a lie. It's not a lie. It's just omitting the truth.
I was about to say omission of the truth is that's also a lie.
You're not coming out and saying, but this is part of the thing that I was talking about as one of the. We all knew there would be consequences to doing the NIL thing, but this is a plus to me. Of the NIL thing is that you can have guys like this stay in college football longer because they can make the money. The sub-reporting that goes with this.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're still burying the story.
Is that he could make $20 to $25 million next year on name, image, and likeness deals if he comes back, which would keep him in college football, and it would be more money than he could make as a rookie in the NFL.
Also delays your rookie scale by a year. Mm-hmm. So I have no full belief that he's not going into the draft.
Mm-hmm. The fact that he could, though, to me it's just an interesting sign. Look, I didn't think we would.
You're treating it as a positive. That's how I'm hearing this.
Yeah, I think
this is in no way a positive.
I think it's a positive.
So when this story came out yesterday, I put out some feelers of just because I'm curious. How many teams in college football spend $25 million on their team, period? Mm-hmm. Would you like to take a guess at the intel I got back?
On how many teams that is?
How many teams have $25 million wrapped up in their team on the whole?
I'm going to say 56.
10 at best.
Really?
10 at best.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of these schools don't have that kind of money. This is exactly what I've been talking about. It's Major League Baseball, period.
Mm-hmm.
We've already read this book. Be careful what you ask for. You might just get it. Also, Marvin Harrison's going to come back for a year. You're really not seeing the slippery slope that this could potentially lead to.
What is that?
All right. Name me a draft-eligible wide receiver.
Roma Dunza.
He's a senior.
Okay.
Keon Coleman.
There you go. There's your one.
So if Marvin Harrison, who is better than Keon Coleman, but it's close. I mean, he's in the neighborhood. Keon Coleman will go in the top 15 or 20 picks.
Okay.
Really, no matter how any of this lays out. So if you're Keon Coleman, what are you going to ask for? You're going to go to Florida State and say, hey, I'll stay for $15 million. Let me go ahead and tell you, they can't pay that. They can't come close to paying that.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean?
Go pro.
Well, you could go pro. Or you could go to Ohio State.
You could.
And trust me, that's going to start happening. So why do I care? It goes back to exactly what I said Monday. Why do I care? If I'm a college football fan, why do I care? Because I know every single year that number has multiplied by 5. We started like, Nick Saban talking about, I think he was talking about Bryce Young.
Yes.
Oh, our quarterback's got $1 million in NIL money.
Yep.
I know definitively there is a $5 million transfer coming in the next handful of days.
Mm-hmm.
I know it. I don't think it.
No.
I know it.
Matt Rule has already told us. What? That was 2 weeks ago? Matt Rule went in front of the media and said, good quarterbacks are going to cost you $5 to $6 million.
He said 1 to 2, but
no, he said the top end was 5 to 6. To get one,
he said a good one would cost 1 to 2. The high side would cost more than that.
Yeah. So
now you're talking about $20 million for Marvin Harrison.
See, and that was what surprised me was I didn't realize it was that big.
It's not just Marvin Harrison either. They're apparently doing the same thing with Travion Henderson.
Absolutely. All of these businesses see the opportunity to advertise with these guys.
This is not businesses. You do get that, right?
What do you mean it's not businesses?
There is no entity. There is no business on this planet that is paying $25 million to Marvin Harrison. There ain't one. Mm-hmm. They don't exist.
There's not 10 of them that are paying him $2 million.
There's not a business on this planet that pay him $2 million.
Really?
No. Taylor Swift would barely make $2 million to endorse a company. Caleb, the Heisman House commercials, do you know how much that whole package costs?
How much is
for the year?
How much is
$5 million, and you have 20 former Heisman winners.
Mm-hmm.
Do the math on that. This is coming from boosters, not businesses. Now, you might see Marvin Harrison in a Slappy Joe and the Beavers Nissan Dodge Ram of Columbus, but that's not where the money came from.
Slappy Joe and the Beavers.
I was trying to think of the most Ohio State booster name I could.
You missed it by that much. Buckeye Chevrolet could have been.
I like Slappy Joe and the Beavers.
Slappy Joe and the Beavers. That's. Whew.
I like Slappy Joe and the Beavers.
They'll be playing down at the White Horse Saloon this weekend in Asheville.
I always said that would be a great name for a band if you really didn't care about getting popular.
Slappy Joe and the Beavers.
People would just show up and go, "What do you think the Beavers do?" I mean, Slappy Joe, we see him; he's on the cover. But what about the Beavers? Are they in beaver costumes? Do they have the little tail? Can they swat things?
They're furries. That's what they are.
Ugh. This is just further proof that college football's dying. You may not want, and trust me, I got a ton of flack for what I said the other day. It doesn't change the fact that I'm right.
Yeah, it's not though. I don't feel like it is. It's not. You're having more money pumped into the business just because there are fewer people benefiting from that doesn't mean that it's dying.
No. You've got that. How do I say this delicately? You've got what you just said so bass backwards that I can't wrap my brain around it. I don't give a crap who's benefiting from it.
Mm-hmm.
I care where's the money coming from. You can't have competitive balance of any form. I understand college football's never had it from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
You've had it with a pretty decent amount of depth from 1 to 25. I said 10 the other day. I'm not sure we've got that many. It might be 7 that can actually afford to do that. Let me ask you a question. I'm curious of your answer here. I know my answer. Is college football better today right now than they were 4 years ago?
College football better than it was 4 years ago? No. I wouldn't say it's better than it was 4 years ago.
I will say it's markedly worse.
Yeah, I can't go there.
You can't even figure out who's on these rosters. Mark Stoops and Dabo Swinney just went ballistic about this in a Zoom meeting of, I don't have any players to play this game. Mark Stoops said, I don't have any quarterbacks left.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one guy. That's the only one on the roster that can play quarterback. Dabo Swinney's quote was, I may have to dress and play corner myself. That's not better under any circumstances. That's awful, actually. You have no ability. Recruiting is irrelevant. I haven't looked at a recruiting list in 3 solid years. Number 1 recruit in the nation last year in the transfer portal. Don't know that I ever actually saw him in uniform at Texas A&M.
No.
And guess where he's going? I'll give you. He's got a list of 6 schools. Let's see how many of them you can name.
Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia, Alabama, LSU.
No. Oh, yeah, that was one too. It had 7. I mean, I added wrong.
Yeah. Penn State.
Nope.
Who else? Texas.
And who that dude and me in the comments got the other one? Oregon.
There you
That's
go.
it.
Yeah.
This is the number 1 recruit in the nation last year. He's a 19-year-old kid. There's 7 teams that have a shot at him. Weird. It's the 7 schools that have the most money in the country.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure that's just a coincidence.
But it's always been that way.
Not like this.
No, I
you
get it.
always say that. I'm not telling you that the East Carolinas of the world had a shot at a national title. I'm not that stupid. I got that.
Mm-hmm.
What you're not getting, and I cannot make you understand it no matter how specifically I say it, in spite of how blatantly obvious this is, you're coming to a time where every one of those payment games, who'd you play this year in a payment game?
Oh, God, Ball State.
Ball State. So that the difference between Georgia and Ball State, you're not even going to legally be able to put that team on the field because you might kill them. And that game is going to look a lot like Georgia and Memphis, or Georgia and East Carolina, or any of these group of 5 schools. To me, there's nothing palatable about that whatsoever. And the difference even between the second tier is going to be so pathetic that the lines are going to be insane.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take the gambling element of this. You're going to make it damn near impossible. And I hate to be the one that says I told you so. I told you this is how the transfer portal was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't been wrong for not nary a second. It's actually worse than I thought it was going to be because I thought at some point the NCAA would go, okay, this is stupid. We're running bowl games, and teams don't actually have enough players to play them. That's how insane this has gotten.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't. And it's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse. Yeah. And you'll do it for long enough until it's practically unwatchable.
Yep.
And that's where you're headed.
Yeah, I understand. I've always understood what you're saying. The problem that I have is, do the better players going into the bigger programs? It's a problem for the smaller ones, but does it not make the product better at the larger
It does
level?
if you separate.
Yeah, see there,
it does, and that's what's going to happen.
And we know that's where we're headed. We know we're headed to the Super Conference. We know we're headed down that path.
Yeah, but that's not even what I'm talking about. That is in no way what I'm talking about. The Super Conferences is one thing. I don't care what you do against Ball State. All right, so the payment games, all of that has to go away.
Mm-hmm.
If this is what we're going to do, that's fine. You've got to completely segregate these schools from the rest of college football.
I would agree with that.
And so you put in the highest high side of the SEC, the highest high side of the Big Ten. You cull out the Rutgers. You cull out the Maryland. You cull out I hate to say it, but you cull out the Floridas and the Missouris on the bottom side. You pull in the other, the ones that can survive. I mean, and you're going to have to legislate it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to look at Texas and Ohio State and go, no. This $100 million that you're using to build these programs, we ain't doing that. Because the Florida States and the Nebraskas and the Penn States, they don't have that. So unless we're going to have 6 of you playing just all on your lonesome, you're going to have to intercede here somewhere. Because it's gotten worse every year, which is exactly what I tried to tell you 3 years ago.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
The Ingalls Giving Tree, benefiting Manna Food Bank, will be on display at the Asheville Mall as a reminder of the needs of so many families in western North Carolina. Drop off non-perishable items in the donation barrels at all Ingalls locations, donate online or at the Ingalls Giving Tree at Asheville Mall so Manna Food Bank can reach everyone who needs help. Nothing can hold back the holiday spirit of giving in western North Carolina. Please help Ingalls Markets, iHeartRadio Asheville, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times ensure Manna Food Bank can fill thousands of empty plates this holiday season.
Have you taken advantage of your dental benefits for 2023? Make your appointment now to get in before December 31st at Summit Dental. Most dental insurance covers 2 cleanings and exams a year. Contact Summit Dental now to take full advantage of your plan. Summit Dental also has a full range of professional services, from crowns and fillings, implants, teeth whitening, and more. Plus, they're accepting new patients. Visit AshevilleSummitDental.com and schedule your appointment now to get in before the end of the year.
Hear that? That's the sound of new digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Now you can play right from your phone and win real cash prizes. It may all sound new, but winning, oh yeah, big money, is as thrilling as ever. Register to play digital instants for a whole new way to win. Must be 18 to play. See prize and odds charts at nclottery.com/digital-instants for details. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
You've been miserable with joint pain for so long. You want and deserve relief, but you keep putting off that call to QC Kinetics. Now's the time, because QC Kinetics is rolling out something huge. It's a voucher for $500 off your first joint pain treatment. Whether it's your knees, hips, shoulder, or back, the QC Kinetics voucher applies to any area. This is a limited time offer. QC Kinetics is the largest regenerative clinic in the country, with tens of thousands of satisfied patients who are able to get lasting relief with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Reach out to the team at QC Kinetics today and ask them, how can I get a $500 off voucher? They'll walk you through the steps and get you started on your way to relief. Don't wait. This is a limited time offer. Call for your free consultation today. QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. With locations in Asheville and in Greenville. Again, 828-333-9517. Limited time only, not valid with any other offer.
Don't let unused insurance dollars go to waste. Most insurance plans cover 2 dental cleanings and exams each year before expiring on January 1st. Maximize the dental insurance benefits you're already paying for and schedule your exam today with Asheville Smiles. Dr. Merrill's mission is world-class dental through technology and research. You'll get the most advanced treatment with the comforts of home. Schedule your exam now before the end of the year rush. AshevilleSmiles.com. That's AshevilleSmiles.com.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
It is ESPN Asheville. We are the Sportsocracy.
Feels weird to not have bangers right here.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Is it sad to anybody else that it'll be 38 weeks before we have 3 full segments of bangers again?
Oh, shoot. Not even for the bowl games? Will we have enough of them?
I'm not sure I can even wager them.
Maybe. I don't.
I started doing prelim lines. There are prelim lines that have moved 10 points.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, I'm not going through. I'm not going through 42 games figuring out who you've got and who you don't, and going through the recruiting services to find out if these guys are any good.
Right.
Sorry, I'm just not doing it.
Trying to find out because essentially the games that are not involved in the playoff, many of the teams. I mean, you're using that as the warm up for the spring game.
And that's all it is.
Yeah, let's get a good look at this freshman who hadn't got any snaps this year.
If I have one more person tell me, well, if Florida State deserved to be in, they'll beat Georgia.
Oh.
I swear, when this show's over, I'm going to record me looking directly into this camera, and I'm only going to say one line. Tank, would you like to guess what that line is? What are you, stupid?
It's not how this works. It's not how
this
any
bowl
of this
game
works.
means nothing.
No.
None of these bowl games mean anything.
No. The only ones that matter are the ones in the college football playoff.
And if you think it's bad now, just wait.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait until next year when 12 teams get into the playoff. What do you think the Gator Bowl's going to look like then?
Mm-hmm. I was also going to go down the path of what do you think these games are going to look like in the playoff? You don't think we're going to have players sit out? You don't think you're going to have a star player on the 11th best team in the country who's going to go, I'm not playing in that game. We're going to get killed by Georgia. Why would we do that?
Let me give you a solid piece of advice if you're that star player that's thinking about sitting playoff game. And I'm the draft guy. I talk to a lot of people in this league. I highly advise you don't do that because you'll fall like a rock.
Yes, I think you're right. That's what should happen.
There's no doubt I'm right.
I just don't know that that's going to happen.
We've talked about this for years of what do we do when somebody opts out? It's universal. We will tank them.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Great drive this afternoon and a pretty decent start to the weekend. Then the bigger changes coming in. The question will be Sunday night to early Monday morning. Do we get cold enough temperatures before the precip goes away, before the precip and the wet roadways melt? All right, stay tuned. Sunshine, 62 today. Tonight, 38. Tomorrow, partly sunny, maybe a shower, 63. Our shower day is really Sunday, 60 degrees. Rain over to snow showers possible Sunday night to early Monday. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
Thousands of stores across the country are pulling brand-name cold and allergy products off the shelves. Why? Because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Navage uses suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril to help suck out allergens, mucus, and germs. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Don't waste your time or money on products that are ineffective. Trust drug-free Navage for fast relief to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer. And some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate Razor. While others need a Gillette Anti-Chafe Stick. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get, down there. Buy now.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
We are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy is heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. You can take us with you everywhere you go. You can also see us live on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, join us in the chat. We'll be picking each and every game in the NFL against the spread, our Bet Your House special. I still haven't hit one of those yet.
I have.
Not good.
And if you were wondering, yesterday you didn't miss us. We were not here. We had to take care of some business things. There's a day every year that we have to do that. That was yesterday. And the best way I can explain it to you is I really don't want to share a sale with Hunter Biden. So we had to make sure that all the people that needed to be paid were paid.
It was a bad day for the first son.
Has there been a good one in a while?
No, there hasn't.
When was the last day he just woke up and went, nobody thinks I smoke crack. Let's go. I mean, it's one thing when you're me or Charlie Sheen or Nick Nolte or Gary Busey. That's assumed. When you're the president's kid, not real high on the list of things to do.
Yeah.
People keep sending me used crack pipes in the mail. Why is that? Stupid news media.
If you're just joining us here in the Sportsocracy, you have not missed the banger for this weekend. Jeremy's going to do that at the end of the show. He'll give you the best bet for the Army-Navy game.
Tank looked at me in the break and said, are we not doing that at the end of the hour? I got one game, and it's a game I really like, which means I'm going to bring the ruckus. And then I'm going to pack my things, gather my belongings, and I'm going to go home and take a nap.
It's going to go all out for Army-Navy.
Your derision of that game irritates me every single year.
I don't understand.
But what are you going to do instead? All right, so just give me an outline of what Tank's Saturday sounds like, where you're not going to watch this game.
3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday during Christmas season. I'm probably
You keep saying during Christmas season. Does your computer not go to Amazon? Is that just me? By the way, I do have to tell you this. Somebody told me this yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a parent and you're doing all the shopping-y things, be really careful with your Alexa. There are things that kids can ask, and you should. I'm not going to go any further, just in case there's any kid that's playing hooky. But yeah, you should know that. Friend of mine's kid asked Alexa a question and found out all the things.
About things kids aren't supposed to know about? Like
correct.
Naughty things?
Well, things that were en route to the house. Because Alexa will tell you things that you have ordered and shipped and stuff like that.
Oh,
there it is.
I got
Yeah, and apparently it's a viral trend on TikTok that kids are picking up and finding out that they can do that.
Yeah.
So, Uncle Jerome is here to tell you.
Don't use it to buy
Throw the Alexa against the wall.
Yeah.
At least until December 26th.
Right. I don't trust those things.
I had not thought of that.
Do not trust those things at all.
I hadn't thought of it, and I'm not going to lie. When I got home last night, I did the exact same thing.
Here's the thing.
Amy and I have a no Amazon rule of, just, okay, like our Amazon accounts are intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
So if you order it, I'm going to know. And if I order it, you're going to know. So we have to go other ways. But I did ask it a question, and it told me a bunch of things that I ordered for this here program. And I went, parents of Buncombe County must know.
Yeah, good for you for bringing that out, because I would not have had any idea. And here's the thing. Kids are smarter than we are.
I'm the techiest person you know. It had never crossed my mind. Because I don't ever use that feature, so I hadn't thought about it. And then I went to TikTok, and I found the video where it says, hey, you want to know? This is all you have to do.
And when I say the kids are smarter than we are, I think you all should know what I mean by that.
Oh, no, they're dumber.
They know things, but they know how to get information, right? They know how to ask Alexa for things that they're not supposed to know.
They're tech smarter than you.
Exactly.
But common sense is becoming just an endangered species.
No, that doesn't exist anymore. That definitely doesn't exist anymore. But
walk up to any random child that's younger than the age of 18 and ask them what 34 plus 34 is and watch their brain explode.
Nope.
Another fun game, and I've told this on the show before. Go to McDonald's. Your order's $8.95. Give them $10.42. They'll call a manager. They may call the district manager. Like, I don't know what to do. He gave me things that aren't important. And yes, I do that more often than you
I
think.
actually had somebody, I tried to hand them cash, and they asked me to use the thing. Like, can you just use the thing? And I went, no, I have $10 here, and it will cover everything that I'm paying for. And they went, but you can just use that little thing. You can just swipe it. You don't even have to. I said, yeah, but I'm using cash. And they went, but you can't. You can do the thing. And after the third time, I went, okay, I need to see a manager. Get me somebody who actually wants to take my legal U.S. tender.
See, that's where you're a nicer person than me, because I would have had to have gone, I need you to not be a dumbass, because this thing you're giving me is $8 and some change. This is $10.
Yes.
I don't know if Common Core has broken your brain. 10 is greater than 8. This is good enough.
I see only two paths here, right? Either they were just too lazy to want to have to open the drawer and count the money, or two, they were terrified that they were going to screw it up.
That's the one.
Right.
That's the one.
It's the only two paths that make any sense here.
That's the one. You found it.
Just do better, right? Do better. Parents, society, community, high schools, grade school, whatever. We just all need to do better. Okay, that was my high horse for today.
Also, I can't encourage you.
But to answer the question, anything other than having my television on at 3 o'clock to watch a meaningless football game between two schools that I love what they do, and I support everything that they will do going forward in the rest of their lives, but I could not care less about this football game because it does not matter.
I genuinely think my Saturday, should be sponsored by Uber, because this is the one day out of every year that I know unequivocally I will be drunk before the sun goes down. I know that. I'm batting 1,000. I got kicked out of a bar last year with a bunch of military dudes that were way angrier about it than I was. I just sat around like, yeah, what they said. I'm just back here. Don't mind me. I will go somewhere else, but somebody's got to take me there because I can't take myself.
Kelvin Joyner had it right. Lou Holtz loves this game.
That's triple option's the best option. There's no pure way you play college football than by running the triple option with the University of the Navy. This is as pure as college football gets.
Jeremy, oh God, Stephen Tao. Tank hates the military. Yeah, you got me. Hate the military.
If the shoe fits, you lace that bad boy up, wear it there. Tons of fun.
Anyway.
All right, I feel like we're going to have to switch games here because we don't have enough time.
Yeah.
We don't have enough time to talk about the best game because we touched a lot of things. I feel like we solved a lot of the world's problems there in the first segment.
I'm not really sure that we did.
Oh, no, we totally did. When we gave you a trick about Alexa, be careful. Your kids know what to ask it.
True.
We solved the world's problems of, hey, kids can't count, and we should fix that. Hey, maybe we should find a president that really puts an importance on that. Oh, wait. We have two running that the only importance to them is don't poop my pants before lunch. And when does my tapioca pudding show up?
Good for you.
I can throw barbs on each side of the aisle.
As you should. Lots of barbs to be thrown every which way these days. Last night, here's a good example. Last night, New England Patriots, Pittsburgh Steelers. Would you like to know how many seconds I saw of that game?
0.
Exactly.
My wife's a
and
Steelers
you're getting
fan.
upset over Army Navy. Like, come on.
But you watch other things. I don't.
I do.
Yeah, you give me football.
I told you I watched exactly last night what I told you I was going to watch. I watched 3 more episodes of the 007 Road to a Million.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Game.
I turned that on, and it took me 4 minutes to go, whew, you are amused way simpler than I am. And I went and took a nap.
But you don't like reality shows.
No.
No,
I live reality shows. Life is a reality show. I live that. I want to watch people do things that I can't.
Yep. Sunday in the NFL, the chance for the Buffalo Bills to play their way back into the good graces of the fan base, back into the playoff picture here in the AFC.
Well, I mean, as long as their coach doesn't have a real good motivational speech before the game.
Well, yeah.
How stupid do you have to be?
Right? Teamwork.
Here's my bigger question. How did that story not come out over the course of the last 4 years?
I had no idea.
If you don't know what we're talking about, the story came out yesterday that Sean McDermott apparently had used a 9/11 reference to motivate his team in 2019.
Yep.
And basically what he said was, you need to be cohesive like the terrorists in 9/11. I swear to you, that's what was said. I cannot fathom how you got to that.
I don't either. You can't. You don't do that.
Listen, Opie, Aunt B would be really perturbed if she knew you used that.
All of the examples of people rallying together for a common cause, and you chose the worst day in American history. And not only did you, you could have chose all of those firefighters, right, who banded together and got hundreds of people out of the Twin Towers before they collapsed tragically on the worst day in American history. However, you chose, hey, you know those guys who caused all of that mayhem? They were a real solid bunch, weren't they? They really worked together as a unit.
The thing that blows my mind, I got a report right before we went on air, the Bills don't even care. To them, this is like old news.
And I get it. I mean, that happened 4 years ago, and we handled it, right, because the reporting has all been, I apologized the day after I said it. I don't know why this is coming out now, but I've already said my mea culpas. Everybody's forgotten about it. It's just the fact that you did it, man. It's crazy.
It just shocks me. I read that story, and I went, wow. I knew he was going to get fired at the end of this year. Now I am 100% convinced of it.
Yeah.
But this game can go a long way if you think they have any shot. Does this line not stink to you? Kansas City's a 1.5-point favorite at home against a Bills team that's 4-8 against the spread.
No, it does not.
Explain that one to me.
It doesn't stink to me at all because Kansas City's been playing close games with everybody.
1.5 is not a close game. That's you telling me that you actually think Buffalo's going to win this game.
Yeah.
The chances of you winning a game by 1 in the NFL are practically non-existent. 1.5 might as well be a pick'em, unless you think somebody's missing a PAT.
I mean, these games have been great, right? Go back to the playoff game between these two. And Josh Allen's coming off his best game of the year.
And these are just so much different teams.
Yeah,
these teams are so different now than they were when they played in the playoffs.
But last week, I mean, yeah, they lost the game, but that Buffalo Bills offense looked like it was
for 3 quarters, and then it died. For 3 quarters, and then it died. This is what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And I have absolutely no doubt that that's exactly what's going to happen against the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, Buffalo's still in the hunt. I don't think you can beat a good team. We talk about this with Miami, and I will never understand how Buffalo gets a pass on this other than they beat Miami. Their only wins on the year are against the Raiders, Commanders, Giants, Bucks, and Jets. All 5 of those teams are different levels of not good.
Mm-hmm.
4 of them are horror awful. I don't see any chance that I'm taking Buffalo here. I mean, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm on the Kansas City side, but I understand why it's so close.
I don't.
Because like I said, these two teams, they play close every time, it feels like.
My market on this game was 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this number and immediately went, that feels like a layup to me. I didn't think about this for 5 seconds. Josh Allen is going to be special for 3 quarters. He will make the horrific decision. I won't be shocked if Buffalo's leading this game going into the 4th quarter. And then Josh Allen makes that terrible decision. The offense can't move because everybody in the building knows exactly where the ball's going. And Kansas City ends up winning this game by 10.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to bet it, like I had to bet a specific score, I will say Buffalo's up 20-17 going into the 4th quarter. And Kansas City scores 2 touchdowns in the 4th to win it 31-20.
Okay.
I don't buy Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're that hard to figure out at this point. If it was in Buffalo, okay, I guess then I could potentially get to it. But there's no real wind factor here. There's no weather factor here. It's going to be cold, but they're both used to cold.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Name me the position group where Buffalo has an advantage here.
Wide receiver.
At 1, I'll agree. At 1, I'll agree. Mm-hmm. The next 4 are Kansas City.
No. They're all better than Gabe Davis?
Gabe Davis has 2 games a year, and I've already seen them both.
Kadarius Toney and all them. Those
Rashee Rice.
Right, Gabe Davis. I'll give you Rashee. Yeah, maybe him.
I mean, and I have Travis Kelce. Kelce and Diggs, they cancel each other out.
Okay.
Now we bring in tight ends. Dalton Schultz is up there a little higher. Pass rushers, yeah, you would think it would be Buffalo. It's not, but you would think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Linebackers, Kansas City. Secondary, Kansas City. Yeah. Offensive line, Kansas City by a mile. I don't get it.
Okay.
I'm taking the Chiefs minus the 1.5.
All right. I'm on the Chiefs as well, minus the 1.5. But like I said, I do understand why this is close because I expect it will fully be. I mean, maybe not as exciting, but it's going to be up there with the Eagles game. Because Buffalo is a team that they have to put it all out there. You have to win every possible chance that you have to keep your playoff hopes alive. They still believe that they have a chance.
And I think
you should.
I really don't.
You should believe you have a chance.
Do you realize how much they need to happen?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're the 11 right now. They're a full game behind Indy, Houston, and Cleveland. And none of the 3 of those teams play really tough schedules.
Mm-hmm.
They're also they're half a game behind Pittsburgh in the win column. And I don't see it.
Yeah,
I don't see it. I'm not backing off anything I've said. I see 0 chance the Buffalo Bills make the playoffs.
Yeah, I still don't think so. I still don't think they make the playoffs either. But they're going to try, and they're going to make it real damn interesting. And you wait, if they are able to pull out this win against the Kansas City Chiefs. Then it all starts back up again, right?
Not for me.
Yeah.
It might start for other people, but okay, so you beat Kansas City. Cool, you get the Dallas Cowboys next week.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like your chances.
But then I got 2 winnable ones after that, and we'll see what Miami's playing for at the end of the season. There's still a window here, and they're going to be fighting for it. You're in the Sportsocracy. And this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
'Twas the day before Christmas, and at the North Pole, the elves were all gleeful, mind, body, and soul. From making to baking, content as you please, when off in the distance they heard a loud sneeze.
Hello, I'm in need of normal human cold medicine.
One last stop to top off the tank, and Santa's a go with Ingles to thank. Merry Christmas from Ingles.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
With a Chalupa Supreme, beefy 5-layer burrito, crunchy taco, cinnamon twist, and medium drink, Taco Bell's $5 Cravings Box is packed as ever and $5 as ever. Get one at Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for price and participation which vary. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Tremble motions left. The snap. Young throws. He's got Tommy. Near side 2-1. Touchdown Carolina.
This is Anish Shroff. Join me, Jake Delhomme, Luke Kuechly, and Sharon Thorsland Sunday as the Panthers travel to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Pre-game is at noon. Kickoff follows at 1 on the Carolina Panthers radio network.
Panther football live all season long on News Radio 570 WWNC.
Hear that? That's the sound of new digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Now you can play right from your phone and win real cash prizes. It may all sound new, but winning, oh yeah, big money, is as thrilling as ever. Register to play digital instants for a whole new way to win. Must be 18 to play. See prize and odds charts at nclottery.com/digital-instants for details. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
The Gillette Intimate Trimmer gives you a gentle, easy way to trim your pubic region. Or you could try waxing. Nope. From America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. The best a man can get, down there. Buy Gillette Intimate at a retailer near you.
It's Macy's one-day sale now with great deals of the day on gifts we love, like 60 to 65% off warm and stylish coats for everyone, 35 to 70% off fine jewelry she'll adore, and 75% off holiday decor for a cozy, welcoming home. Best of all, everyone gets $10 Macy's money for every $50 spent. Learn more at Macys.com/Macy's money. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
The Sportsocracy. We treat star athletes better because they're better people.
That's not fair.
Life isn't fair, kiddo. Get used to it.
We are back in the Sportsocracy inside the Ingles studio on ESPN Asheville. Picking every game against the spread this week. Yesterday, I had the Steelers yesterday. Who did you have?
I had the Steelers as well.
You had the Steelers as well.
I don't see how you couldn't, to be really honest with you.
Well, unfortunately, it didn't work out for us. So hopefully Sunday's games will work out better in our favor. We'll be getting to the big one coming up here in just a little bit. Hey, let's check in on the NFC South.
Do we have to?
I mean, just for a second. Because it is pivotal games this weekend.
I feel like you're using the word pivotal wrong.
Well, I mean, it is for that division. Falcons and the Bucs. right?
Oh, this is the game you want to start with?
Bucks
I have one of the best stats you will ever hear about this game.
Bucks want to hang on and have a chance to win this division. They need to win. Falcons, obviously, they need to win here to avoid being caught by either the Bucks or the Saints in the division. However, this god-awful thing works out here. The Atlanta Falcons at home, though, and what's the spread?
Falcons are a 1.5-point favorite.
1.5-point favorite. Okay.
And half the roster is questionable, which should really tell you everything you need to know. But
they can win this game without everybody. Is that where you're going?
I just think Tampa Bay's terrible, and they're getting worse every week.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad thing is that Mike Evans is doing what Mike Evans does, and it still doesn't matter.
No. They're pretty much the team that I expected them to be at the beginning of the year. The problem is they've won more games than I wanted them to. They're not a good team. And I can't expect that you're going to go to Atlanta and win. I'll be on the Atlanta Falcons here as well.
They've only won one game at home, one game on the road all year,
mm-hmm.
and that was at Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I don't think they're winning this game. I'm not sure that this game's ever really in doubt because Atlanta is everything that Tampa Bay struggles with, which is they have pass rushers that come from multiple places that can get home, and they have a safety over the top that can mess with Baker Mayfield because his eye discipline is awful.
Yes. If you're playing an IDP, maybe Jesse Bates would be a good idea.
Jesse Bates probably a formidable selection.
He may have a pick or two against Baker Mayfield. He's been the ball hawk this year. There's nothing. There's no lies here. It'll be a tight game. It'll be close. It always is. It's always a field goal-ish kind of a game between these two. Neither of these teams are good.
Are you? So you're taking Atlanta?
No. Yeah, I'll take Atlanta. Minus the 1.5.
All right, let's go to the other NFC South game just to get that out. We'll do the same thing we do with power rankings. Start from the bottom. Now we're here.
What is the line on the Panthers and the Saints?
The Saints are a 5.5-point favorite.
That's what I was afraid you were.
Oh, by the way, 90% of the money is on Atlanta on 25% of the tickets. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know, I don't know what more you need to know.
Nice.
It's one of the biggest spreads all year long between cash and placements.
And yes.
And if you're new to the show, what that means is that the people like me and the ones that are exponentially sharper than me and wager at higher levels than me, we're all on Atlanta.
Yes.
You don't see placement discrepancies like that without the sharp money being on the side that's catching more of the money.
Mm-hmm. New Orleans Saints, 5.5-point favorite. I don't want to do this, but I'm taking Carolina. It's stupid. It sounds stupid in my head, and so it's not going to happen, but I can't trust New Orleans for anything.
I have a tremendous stat about this game as well. This is two teams that have played 12 games each.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that whatever the number you come up with here, it should equal 24.
Okay.
What are these two teams combined against the spread for the year?
4-20.
They are 4-17-3. They've covered 4 spreads all year.
Mm-hmm.
I took Carolina last week. They covered. That was fired coach bump. That was as good as it's going to get. I had people around the Panthers tell me it doesn't really feel any different with Chris Tabor than it did with Frank Reich. I think this is just a broken year in Carolina. And I had a funny feeling you were going to take Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
My market on this was over 7. I don't think this is a competitive game. I think New Orleans is going to beat their brains out. I saw it in the last 3 quarters. They came out and started really bad against Detroit. They also know this is a game that you really can't lose and have any expectation of making the playoffs. And I feel like everybody in that organization has to be looking around going, if we lose this one, we're all fired.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that you're going to do to save your job.
Yeah.
Even if you reel off 4 wins at the end of the season and go 9-8 and lose the tiebreaker to Atlanta and don't make the playoffs, you're all still fired.
Will they get a bump from Jameis Winston, who looks like he's going to be the quarterback? Derek Carr's still dealing with a concussion. Taysom Hill hasn't practiced in 2 days, and that could be more of just, we don't want to
His is a leg, so it's not necessarily official. I won't be shocked if he plays.
One of the injury listings I saw this morning had him with I think it was hand, calf, and ankle. I think there was 3 different injuries that they were nursing there with Taysom. So, I mean, that may excuse the absences, and he's fully going to play his little utility role on Sunday. That's just 2 bad teams, and 5.5 is too many points for me.
5.5 is not enough for me. You're taking the worst team in the NFL, and I'm not sure it's all that close.
Mm-hmm.
They're going on the road against a team that still has a playoff aspiration, as faint as it may be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because New Orleans could still make the playoffs as a wild card. It's not likely, but it's possible. And I'm going to say the same thing here that I said about Buffalo and Kansas City. Name me the position group where Carolina's better.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not. Mm-hmm. I mean, the fired coach bump wasn't enough for you to get a win over Todd Bowles and Baker Mayfield. I don't think you're doing it this week.
No, I don't think they're going to win. 5.5 is too much. Let's go with the maybe we'll go to the NFC North when we come back from the break here. We'll also get into the big one. So we've got the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles coming up on Sunday Night Football this week. That is the banger of the week. We'll get into that, and plus it'll be time to get weird.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Great drive this afternoon and a pretty decent start to the weekend. Then the bigger changes coming in. The question will be Sunday night to early Monday morning. Do we get cold enough temperatures before the precip goes away, before the precip and the wet roadways melt? All right, stay tuned. Sunshine, 62 today. Tonight, 38. Tomorrow, partly sunny, maybe a shower, 63. Our shower day's really Sunday, 60 degrees. Rain over to snow showers possible Sunday night to early Monday. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. With a Chalupa Supreme, beefy 5-layer burrito, crunchy taco, cinnamon twist, and medium drink, Taco Bell's $5 cravings box is packed as ever. And $5 as ever. Get one at Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for price and participation which vary. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Help the planet with a tip from iHeartRadio Earth. Marine litter is often the result of poorly managed trash on land. To help prevent trash from escaping from your outdoor trash bins on collection day, keep the trash bin lid closed, don't overflow it, and put it out for pickup shortly before the scheduled pickup time. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
The holidays are the happiest time of the year. That is, unless you or your loved ones are miserable because of colds, sinus infections, or allergies. This holiday season, give the gift of better breathing with Navage. What makes Navage so effective? Well, unlike cold and allergy drugs that might take a long time to help, if they're effective at all, Navage provides fast relief from sinus congestion in 30 seconds flat. Navage doesn't just relieve symptoms, it attacks the cause by sucking out the germs, allergens, and viruses trapped in your nose that are making you feel miserable. Best of all, Navage does it naturally, without drugs. Wash away your cold and congestion problems this holiday season. Add Navage to your gift list so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
iHeartRadio is your #1 app for the holidays. Just open the app and search iHeart Holiday and start listening now. You'll see your local holiday radio station, plus all kinds of other holiday stations, playlists, and podcasts. iHeartRadio, free, never sounded so good.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need, and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
It is ESPN Asheville. It's time to get weird. There's a warning going out in Michigan, Jeremy, for, there could be a possible rabies infestation, I guess, among skunks in Michigan. And really, you say, who cares? Because, skunks, or do they serve any real purpose other than just being annoying? And
they smell really bad.
No doubt.
That's about all they do.
But the warning comes from people who purchased skunks. Yep, skunks purchased from certain Michigan sellers could have been exposed to rabies, the state says. The warning applies to skunks purchased in the last 6 months from Countryside Feather Farm, Rose's Skunks in Attica, or through a Chesterfield Township, New Baltimore seller linked to Rose's. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services said on Wednesday the skunks, or a skunk, tested positive for rabies on November the 29th. And officials say they don't know exactly how or when it was infected, but a preliminary investigation indicates that rehabilitated wild skunks could have been commingled with bred and captive skunks at the New Baltimore site. I did not know that skunks were available for purchase. Second off, I didn't know there was
why anybody would do that.
Right, there was a single person on this planet that went, hey, you know what I really need? Skunk. I've been looking for that perfect pet. I know you can get their little stink glands or whatever, and I think you can get those removed to have them as domesticated animals.
But why would you want
to? Exactly. I don't know anyone that goes, yeah, you know what? I grew up watching Pepe Le Pew, and I just thought, it's cat.
It's just it's a weasel that somebody forgot to paint.
It's a cat.
I'm going to give you a description of a television show, and I want you to tell me if this sounds familiar. Character A is the owner and sole occupant of the sprawling blank ranch.
Mm-hmm.
He has a daughter who moved to New York, but now is moving back to said sprawling ranch to see if there is anything on the ranch for her as things move forward.
Uh-huh. Sounds familiar.
What does that sound like?
Yellowstone.
Yep, that's the exact description of Yellowstone. In that, Kevin Costner is the owner of the ranch, and he has a daughter who I don't know her real name, and I wasn't forward-thinking enough to look. Well, now Netflix has a show. It's called Ransom Canyon. It's set in Texas as opposed to Wyoming?
Montana.
I knew it was one of those states that nobody actually comes from. Josh Duhamel will be playing the Kevin Costner role.
Okay.
And Minka Kelly will be playing the daughter.
Okay. Is this connected?
No.
Is this a Sheridan show? No? Okay.
This is just Netflix going, hey, you had this show that was super popular, and the star of your show does not seem to really want to finish it, so we're just going to do one too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will give you this. Minka Kelly is it's very good casting.
Minka Kelly?
The former Miss Derek Jeter.
I'm sure I've seen her somewhere.
She's just fine. I'm sure she is a great personality.
Okay. Great personality.
I've never seen her act in anything. I didn't know she was an actress. I thought she was a model, to be really honest with you.
Hey, maybe this is her breakthrough role, right? It's a debut performance.
It's
like who's the girl that was in the spinoff of Yellowstone? Lainey Wilson.
She was in original Yellowstone.
No, that was the spin. That was the prequel.
No, she was the girlfriend of one of the ranchers. I've seen every episode of the show. Lainey Wilson was the girlfriend of the other singer that's in the original.
She was the young girl on the 1880.
She might have been that too, but she was in the original one.
Maybe. Okay. Maybe I got my stars wrong here.
No, she was a singer in Yellowstone, and she started dating one of the ranch hands, who's also a singer, and I couldn't remember his name if you gave me $1 billion.
Okay. Anyhow, Ryan Day infected the skunks. Good for you.
It's entirely possible.
Good for you.
He thought they were Wolverines.
He hates everything in Michigan. Right. The big game this weekend in the NFL, Sunday Night Football. It is Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles. First place, or at least the advantage in the NFC East, is on the line here. Eagles, Cowboys, and the spread right now, Dallas minus 3.5 is what I'm showing on my screen.
That's another weird line to me.
Okay.
Is that not?
Why is that weird, though?
Because you're basically telling me this would be a pick'em in Philadelphia? Look, there are times that Vegas will manipulate the public.
Mm-hmm.
And they know that they get heavy action on the Dallas Cowboys just because they put on a helmet and get on the field. This line stinks. Philadelphia's coming off just getting boat raced by San Francisco. I think this game will be really close.
Mm-hmm.
It's without a doubt the game of the weekend, and I'm glad that it's on Sunday Night Football because that will at least be fun to watch for once. But is this line not off-putting to you?
No, not really. Because, and here's the thing, I'm not as versed in the Vegas things as you are.
The Philadelphia Eagles shouldn't be a 3-point dog to anybody in the NFL.
And I agree. What I've been saying for weeks, I've been saying for weeks now, they should be the de facto favorite by 3.5 over everybody they face. And, maybe that was a little hyperbole for me because I completely understand why you have Dallas as a favorite here, because Philadelphia hasn't looked as sharp as we thought they'd be in the last couple of weeks. They did come off just getting pounded by the 49ers. Maybe you would go by the age-old, well, they're going to be pissed this week and they're going to smack Dallas in the mouth. Okay, but Dallas should still be a favorite at home, I think.
Philadelphia, and I agree with you, Philadelphia would get 7.5 points against a league average team on a neutral field.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts is worth 5 points. Dak Prescott is worth 5.5 points, which I have always found to be funny, and it's been that way for a really long time. Dallas would get 5 points on a neutral field against a league average team. That means the number's off.
Mm-hmm.
Just those are your numbers.
So you're saying
I didn't
the number
make those
should
up.
be 2.
There should be 1.
It should be 1.
This should be borderline a pick'em. If anything, it should be a Dallas lean about a point. I think it's field goal game either way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the good thing is the way you set this number, I'm protected for that. So I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles plus the 3.5.
Okay. Philadelphia plus the 3.5.
Now, as for who wins, I won't be shocked if it's the Dallas Cowboys. They're playing better football right now than Philadelphia is. I don't necessarily know that they are a better team.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the radio voice for the Cowboys earlier talking about what changed, and it's that they opened the offense up and they started taking deep shots and they integrated Brandon Cooks. So you mean they did all of the things that they fired Kellen Moore for doing? Or didn't retain him? They didn't fire him.
Mm-hmm.
Said, we will not be renewing your contract, so...
Mm-hmm.
Would you have taken Dallas at home against Philadelphia last year with Jalen Hurts? Because when they played this game, Gardner Minshew was the starter.
No, I would not.
Neither would I.
I would not. But that was last year, and this is this year. And I will take Dallas at home. I will take Dallas minus the 3.5. It's a lot. It is a lot. But Dallas is playing better football right now. That secondary for Philadelphia is
awful.
Easily taken advantage of, and Dak Prescott is playing like the MVP of this league. I am quickly coming around to he has a good one against Philadelphia. Chalk it up for me. I think he'll be my number 1 vote. Or at least rise to number 1 on the power ranking of my MVP vote. Because he has been everything he needs to be for this team to be a Super Bowl contender.
He has been. I don't disagree with anything you just said.
And
Philadelphia has been absolutely horrific against the pass. Here's the problem for me. Is Terrence still the right? He's still the right tackle for the Dallas Cowboys?
Yes.
Yeah, he is. Who lines up on that side? Oh, it's Hassan Reddick.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be just a smidge of a problem. I feel like this sets up for a letdown game with Dallas.
Okay.
And to be 100% honest with you, I still wouldn't be shocked if they won by field goal. But I know I'm going to be able to get home on that right side because practically everybody has. I'm not overly worried about Micah Parsons because I do have one of the best lines in the league. And this sets up for a Mike McCarthy gets too cute and maybe tries to press it down the field too much, tries to take advantage of those corners too much, gets burned by the safeties. Dak throws a couple interceptions, and Philadelphia wins by field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Historically, that is how that goes for this Dallas Cowboy team. It's exactly what happened in Philadelphia.
Yep.
The entire script wasn't exactly right, but the end was.
Yes.
And I won't be shocked if that's the way it goes again.
And that's typically how it has gone. You're right. The problem is I'm not going to say it's a different Dak Prescott.
It has been.
But it kind of is. But it kind of is, right? We're waiting for old Dak Prescott to show up. We're waiting for the MVP bubble to burst here. But maybe it won't.
Here's my problem. Dak Prescott, can he be better than he was in the first game? I mean, round off a couple of the edges. Don't step out of bounds.
Nah, not really.
Is there a shot Jalen Hurts is worse?
Probably not.
And you still lost.
Mm-hmm.
That was in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Mm-hmm. And it was a field goal game at the end.
I think had Philadelphia absolutely not gotten their brains bashed out last week, I might feel different about this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said they were going to lose one of those games. I really didn't think it was going to be to San Francisco. It was. I don't think they're losing two in a row. I just don't.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that they
This
will.
feels like we're being beholden to the last thing to what we just saw, and you're taking the rest of the season completely out. We're playing college football playoff committee here. Last thing's all that matters, and we're overreacting.
Maybe so. I've also, though, seen this team basically, I mean, struggle makes it sound worse than I mean it, but they played the Cowboys and the Chiefs and the Bills and the 49ers all in a row, and here you go with the Cowboys again. We said that this stretch was going to be real tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much fatigue plays into it. I don't know how much injuries are going to play into it. You know, you can never forecast those things, but I mean, do they still have 7 guys on the injury report for this week?
Who does this game mean more for, Philadelphia or Dallas?
Dallas.
I disagree with you vehemently.
Really?
It's Philadelphia. I win this game, season's over. I'm the 1 seed in the NFC. I'm the 1 seed in the NFC, and nobody can do anything to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last 4 games of their schedule are Seahawks, Giants, Cardinals, Giants. I win this. We can, as long as we put our helmets on for the next 4 weeks, we're going to cruise to at worst 14-3. We're the 1 seed in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, this is almost like our season. Because if we lose this, now we have no margin for error whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
We have to beat Seattle next week.
Problem is, I feel like Baltimore. I went through 2 different teams that weren't the one I was talking about. Dallas, I feel like they're already there. Dallas, we have to win this one or we have no shot to win the division, right?
I'm not so sure you have a shot to win the division anyway. The next 3 weeks or next 4 weeks, you go Eagles, Bills, Dolphins, Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck with that. I don't care how good you think this team is. You're not coming out of that unscathed. It's just not going to happen. Nobody can come out of that unscathed.
Mm-hmm.
When you lose a game, none of this matters. And I'm not saying that it's an on-purpose thing. This game means the world to them. But you also have to be cognizant of what's moving forward. Philadelphia doesn't. I can throw everything but the kitchen sink at you in this game, and I have no fear of anybody I got left.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Philadelphia doesn't have a path to losing another game?
I don't see how.
Okay.
And they'd have to lose to the Giants who they play twice, the Cardinals, or the Seahawks.
The Seahawks, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
Dallas wins. Hope they lose to the Seahawks. I don't know. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Why join Asheville Smiles Dental Membership Plan? Well, if you don't have dental insurance, are paying too much for dental insurance, or are retired and need dental care, there are options. Asheville Smiles' mission is to deliver the best, most comprehensive care available. An important part of that mission is making the cost of optimal care easy and manageable for patients by offering several payment options and 2 membership plans. Dr. Rebecca Merrill and her staff, they offer state-of-the-art dental care for every person they have the privilege to serve.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How'd you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just send them a text.
Text VALUE to 323232 to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add your retirement fund. It's up to you. Just text VALUE to 323232 right now to see if you qualify. Text the word VALUE to 323232. Text VALUE to 323232 now.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How'd you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just send them a text.
Text VALUE to 323232 to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add your retirement fund. It's up to you. Just text VALUE to 323232 right now to see if you qualify. Text the word VALUE to 323232. Text VALUE to 323232 now. The Sportsocracy.
Ice up, son. Ice up.
It is ESPN Asheville here on a football Friday. You want to do it? No? All right.
I just chugged down a protein shake.
Right. Sorry, I didn't see you do that. Or I wouldn't have asked you to, because I know how hard that is after the protein shakes. This is a little thickness. It's hard to get over.
It's like a chocolate milkshake if you bought it off Wish. Just, gross.
But it's good. And good for you.
I guess. I keep telling myself that.
Indeed. You are in the Sportsocracy, picking each and every game against the spread in the NFL, as we do every football Friday. Still have not come across a bet your house game yet, which don't
worry, they're coming.
That was the little the little booster Jeremy decided to give me here to catch me back up in the pick'em game.
Well, we needed a reason for this to matter because you're wafer.
I mean, am I that far behind?
You're pretty far down there.
I lost count. So
I've got it. It's just on a different screen. You had a few horrifically bad weeks.
I did. But I finally did that thing, right? I feel like I've been lying to myself for the last 3 years we've been doing this game because I've been kind of, better than I thought I'd be at it because before this, I've been historically bad at picking games. I've been in this contest for 3 years running, so I feel like this is the year to have my down year of, this is what Tank's usually like when he picks games. Picking every game in the NFL against the spread. We just I went Dallas minus the 3.5 at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Jeremy going with Philadelphia plus the 3.5.
And now we get into the meaty claggers of the rest of this schedule, which
it's not good.
It's not great, and that's putting it delicately.
Yes, indeed. Do we want to go Lions-Bears?
Sure.
Here, let's do that. Lions are a 12-point favorite.
3.5.
Lions minus the 3.5. Bet your house on it. Done.
So that's your bet your house game.
Bet your house game.
Oh, I have the button somewhere. I wasn't anticipating that happening so quickly. Oh, there it is. Hey, there we go.
Didn't take long. Didn't take long to find it.
Really? That's the one you're going with?
Well, I mean,
as bad as the Lions have been?
Yeah, but do you honestly believe the Bears are going to be in this game?
I stared at this game way longer than I'm proud of.
Like, I know it didn't start well against the Saints for the Lions. You know, they got caught, right?
So much of the money's on Chicago.
Down 21 in the first quarter was not a great start. I get that they've had rough starts in games in the past, and it was a close one between them and the Bears team a few weeks back. I don't know. I just feel like at some point they're going to snap out of it. They're going to stop playing, cat and mouse with these teams. Eventually, that team's going to show up.
I'm just going to remind you that I said this. Jared Goff on the road. Jared Goff in the cold. Because you get both this week.
Yeah.
I seriously considered taking Chicago here.
Did you?
Oh, 75% of the money's on Chicago. Okay, so it's actually more odd that you took Detroit. I am too. I don't want to, and I'm probably going to look back on that and go, were you high on crimes? You said Chicago all week. And then I changed my mind.
You shouldn't do that. Every time you do that, you're wrong. You know that, right?
What? Say I should have done this?
Yeah. Every time you say, all week long, I've been on this team, and then you change it, you're wrong.
Yeah,
so
and you know what happens?
I'll give you one more chance.
You know what happened the one time I went, and I unwound it? Lost by 35. Not doing it again. Learned my lesson. If I have to take my loss, I'll take my loss.
Did you say 3.5?
Yes.
Is the official spread there?
Yes.
All right. And we're both on Detroit minus the 3.5. I'll make that my bet your house game. If I get it, it'll be the first one that I've gotten of these, and it'll count for 3 points in the win column.
I don't love your chances of getting that one, but
yeah.
Probably means you will.
Take your swing. Take it. What is it you always say? Shooter's going to shoot, right? I'm shooting my shot.
And it's probably going to end how it ended when I shot my shot at Topanga.
Mm-hmm.
Unmitigated sadness.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Indianapolis.
So close, and yet so very, very far away.
Indianapolis Colts, Cincinnati Bengals, playoff implications on the line. I know you weren't expecting that at the beginning of the season, especially not in the case of both teams. You would have believed it if I'd have said, yeah, Cincinnati, they'll have
Would
playoff
you have believed it with
implications.
Jake Browning?
Hell no. I didn't believe it 2 weeks ago with Jake Browning. And now, here we are, right? Jake Browning balls out last week. Now you're taking on a Colts team that you could get the best of here. And you're a favorite at home. What's the official line?
Cincinnati minus 2.5. Every advantage is Cincinnati's way in the betting market. I keep coming back to the Colts are 8-4 against the spread, and I'm taking the Indianapolis Colts outright. I'll take them to win. I'll take them to win this game.
Oh, wow. I was not expecting that one. How are they going to take advantage?
Look, Gardner Minshew has been really, really good. Jake Browning was good last week. That could also be an aberration against a really bad Jacksonville secondary. And look, I'm not telling you that Indianapolis is all that good. This game's going to be a little bit colder.
Mm-hmm.
The wind's not a huge issue, but I could just easily say everything steers itself to Cincinnati. No Jonathan Taylor, you're at home, and yet something in the back of my head is just going, take the Colts. Do it.
Mm-hmm.
I almost hit that button on it, and I didn't because I have another game that I feel markedly better about.
Okay. All right. Well, I will I'll be on the other side of you there. Not telling you that I believe in the Jake Browning thing, but I do believe that I was wrong in the sense of this team.
Evan Doyle said he will be at the game, so you should absolutely take the Colts. He is a diehard Cincinnati Bengal fan, and he is not allowed to have nice things. That makes me want to hit the button more, but I'm still not going to do it.
Still not going to do it. I'm not telling you that I'm ready to believe about this team. However, I will tell you that I have been wrong, that I think this team is better than I've given them credit for without Joe Burrow.
I've said that all year, or since Joe went down. I shouldn't have said all year. I've said it for a week.
Yep.
But this feels like a trap game. Bad.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, the Daily Draft. Coming up next. Plus, we'll continue all the picks in Week 14.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Great drive this afternoon and a pretty decent start to the weekend. Then the bigger changes coming in. The question will be Sunday night to early Monday morning. Do we get cold enough temperatures before the precip goes away, before the precip and the wet roadways melt? All right, stay tuned. Sunshine, 62 today. Tonight, 38. Tomorrow, partly sunny, maybe a shower, 63. Our shower day's really Sunday, 60 degrees. Rain over to snow showers possible Sunday night to early Monday. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
'Tis the season when you're in the mood for holiday music. Listen live with the iHeartRadio app and on your radio.
97.7 The Brew is Asheville's Christmas station. Brought to you by Balkan Roofing and Ingalls Markets.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate. The best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Thousands of stores across the country are pulling brand-name cold and allergy products off the shelves. Why? Because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Navage uses suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril to help suck out allergens, mucus, and germs. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Don't waste your time or money on products that are ineffective. Trust drug-free Navage for fast relief to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
It's ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy is heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, and we're seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link, subscribe to the channel. That way you can join us in the chat. It's only for subscribers.
We got our first one of these of the day.
I'm your huckleberry.
It's from our buddy Gage Camplin that asked, should Shane Steichen be coach of the year? The Colts are 7-5, and as an Eagles fan, I miss that guy. He would get probably my third place vote.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, D'Amico Ryans is getting my one.
Yes.
I thought that team was DOA. I thought they were going to be in the same boat that the Carolina Panthers were in. Because, and I hadn't thought of that until just now. We got that right. We said a team had traded the number one pick in a loaded draft, and we were right. It was just the Panthers, not the Texans.
Right.
So D'Amico would be my 1. Steichen might have moved up to my 2.
Mm-hmm. Gannon would be a distant 3.
No, God, no.
No.
The team is 3-10. I'm not.
Who would come after that?
Dan Campbell would be up there pretty high. Mike McDaniel would be up there pretty high. Sean Payton would be up there reasonably high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jonathan Gannon would be somewhere between Robert Saleh and Brian Daboll.
What? Really?
Oh, awesome. You play hard. You're 3-10.
Mm-hmm.
You got to win over the
That's a bad
Steelers.
team.
So did the Patriots.
But they did beat the Cowboys.
No, you know what? We'll go dig in your office and find one of those participation trophies, and you give that to Jonathan Gannon.
Right.
You tried.
Right.
You put your pants on. Good for you. Good for you, Jack.
All right. Time for the daily draft. Where are you going to go? Week 14 in the NFL.
You're convinced you won our last daily draft.
I smoked
which is
you
insane.
like a honey ham.
Yeah, it's insane. I won on DMX's version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and you know it.
No.
You know it.
No, sir.
Legendary. Tank had also never heard any of the songs that I drafted.
Nope.
And he listened to them after the show and laughed hysterically.
Of course. Of course.
I should have won, but I will defer to you.
Nah. Daily draft here. Where are you going to go this weekend? Well, it's only the NFL, and there's only one primo game of the week. So with the number 1 pick, I've got to select Sunday Night Football with the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles.
If you had taken anything else, I would have laughed at you. Precipitously.
How would you take anything other than the game that will decide the NFC East, or will help deciding the NFC East? If Philadelphia wins, yes, Jeremy said in the last hour, they can just kind of sit back and stroll to the title. Dallas wins. That's another. I feel like Dallas's back is against the wall. They don't want to end up as the wild card again. They want to end up with a home playoff game. And they are going to do everything in their power to win this game on Sunday night.
And they very well could.
And
I mean, there's no doubt this is the best game of the weekend. We talked about it in the last hour. You took Dallas. I took Philadelphia. And hey, for once, we get a primetime game that's not what you saw last night.
Right.
Isn't that fun? Have fun. Don't get used to it. Because have you looked at the Monday night games this week?
Yeah.
The Tennessee Titans and the Miami Dolphins and the Green Bay Packers and the New York Giants.
All right, number 2. Or the number 2 selection, your first one, Jeremy.
Gross. I will take the Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs. We talked about this game last hour as well. Look, I get 2 high-level quarterbacks. I get 2 teams that need a win.
Mm-hmm.
And look, Buffalo needs it more because you lose this game and it's turn out the lights, the party's over.
Yes.
Because I'm not even positive that 10-7 would get you in based on the schedule that some of these other teams have. And you've got such a jumble at the wild card spots in the AFC. But Kansas City needs a win too. Kansas City needs to get the offense on path. And Buffalo's a pretty good team to do that against because the secondary is not particularly good. You got young linebackers. There's a lot of ability to manipulate this defense. And you've got Travis Kelce, who should absolutely eat them alive.
When was the last time he did that, though?
Against Buffalo?
Against anybody. When was the last time he ate anybody alive? I feel like it's been months.
Well, I mean, he did give himself a great curse.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, there's a new ASL shirt in our merch store, Anti-Swift League. At the bottom, it's what it says, Anti-Swift League.
Yep. Dads, Brads, and Chads, welcome.
That's what it says on the back in a font that looks strikingly like the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
Can't trademark fonts. May not be able to use your logo. I can use your font.
I can make it look that way.
That was a piece of information that I probably should never have gained. Because now I have every team in the NFLs, unless it was a complete custom job, and I have to work on those.
Yep.
But I'll do it. Take me a little time. I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I think it's the second best game of the weekend. It gets really difficult for me to figure out where you're going to go from here.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing a truncated draft here. I don't think we said that off the top. We're going 3 places apiece.
Yeah.
Because, frankly, if you have to pick 6, I may end up at an FCS playoff game, and I don't want to do that.
I definitely would start drafting FCS playoff games if we were going that deep.
That is everything you need to know.
Indeed.
By the way, you said when was the last time that Travis Kelce ate somebody alive?
Yeah.
I feel like it was really recently.
Was it? I don't feel like he's had a big game in a while.
Let's see. He had 7 catches for 91 yards against the Raiders, which is pretty good for a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
13 for 179 against the Chargers. That was a little over a month ago.
That was okay. All right. I like I said, I feel like it's been a while. A little over a month ago. That's a while.
9 for 124. Well, I mean, they had a bye week in there, too.
Okay.
That was but 6 games ago.
Mm-hmm. It's quite a stretch. It's time for a resurgence. I'm not saying he can't do it.
And I would say this is a prime week.
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing DFS, you can do much worse than Travis Kelce this week.
Yes. All right, then where are you going?
The next one's your pick. We're bouncing back and forth.
Oh, all right. Well,
it's kind of hard to go snake draft where, oh, look, I get the first pick and the last pick. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Boo. I'm going to go with that Indianapolis Colts Cincinnati Bengals game.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Explain.
Because I don't really trust that either of those teams are going to be able to stop each other. I'm not saying it's going to be 45-42 kind of a game.
Oh, so you're saying you think that's the shootout?
I think it is. I think it's a shootout-y kind of a game. That's like a good 31-27 kind of a.
God, I'm glad you said that.
Kind of a battle.
That has been a really popular game for DFS players.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not so sure that's how that should be.
Really?
Vegas set the over-under at 44. Mm-hmm. That should tell you a lot. Because if it's going to be a shootout, that's super low. And there is heavy money on the over. I got it. I feel like we're taking one game of Jake Brown and going, oh, no, he's going to be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Easy, though.
Hey, you're stacking wins, right? He had a good performance, good week of practice. We're just stacking the wins here. Hopefully he can have a good performance this week.
My next one is pretty easy, and the line is comically funny to me. I love when we overreact to things.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco 49ers, Seattle Seahawks.
Yes.
Set that number. I know you haven't looked at it because you've asked me the line on every game so far.
San Francisco should be
it's in San Francisco.
9?
11.
Ooh.
11 is a big boy, big old biggin number.
That is a big number.
And I have a funny feeling it's going to be closer than that. You basically got like a half-week bye for Seattle because you played Thursday night 2 weeks in a row. So you got the extra time.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco's coming off a really emotional high game. I will be interested to see how they come back from that. Look, I still think San Francisco's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
I just find 11 to be kind of comical, especially when you realize that if you take away the Titans and Dolphins, it's the biggest spread on the weekend by 4 full points. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, I feel like I denigrate the Seattle Seahawks more than anybody, and even I'm going, are you sure? That's a lot. That's a whole lot of points. I may still take it, but it's a lot of points.
Yes, it is a lot of points. And they did beat them by markedly more than that just a couple of weeks ago. So just going to throw that out there as well.
Mm-hmm.
The first time around, it was 31-13.
Oh, I saw it.
Okay.
I had it. I called it. It's Thanksgiving night.
All right. Just wanted to throw that out there. Just a reminder in case you forgot that they did win pretty handily over Seattle the first time around. And that was in Seattle, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so there you go. My third and final selection here, where to go this weekend. All right, you took San Francisco, Seattle. We've already knocked out Indianapolis and Cincinnati. Ooh. Ravens, Rams?
Oh.
No?
Oh, you said it, so I mean, feel free to take it.
I mean,
it's not for me.
I don't know. I guess.
Wow. That wouldn't have
The only one that the next thing on my list would be the Bucks Falcons or the Panthers Saints, and I'm not doing those.
Those would both have been in my not on my list.
Mhm.
I only have to make 3 picks. There's no combination of things you could have done
on my list. So
you left out Vikings Raiders, which is infinitely more interesting than anything you just said.
You could not pay me. Really?
That's way more interesting than anything you just said. Jaguars Browns, also infinitely more interesting than anything you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I'll be honest with you, I would have gotten to Jets Texans before I got to anything you just said. Mainly because I think the Ravens are going to beat the Rams by somewhere between 40 and 400 points.
I'm not sure about that.
I feel pretty good about it. Baltimore coming off a bye. You ever take a gander at what John Harbaugh's record is off a bye?
No.
Pretty good. Pretty good. And that's a Rams team that's pretty bad.
I don't know. They can score, though. And I think they can score. They can score against Baltimore. No? Maybe not? All right.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we pick that game. And
Sure.
I'll probably mock you outwardly because you said 3 games that I'm telling you right now, they could have played them in my backyard and I'd burn the house down.
Mm-hmm.
I played this well.
Take your pick.
It's Army-Navy. There's no doubt it's Army-Navy. That's the right pick. I undeniably won, and I guarantee you everybody in the chat just –
no way.
You gave me the Rams and the Ravens, and you think I lost.
Damn right.
The pageantry of this game is fantastic.
And
Go
it's
into
over in
any
30
sports
seconds.
bar, it's not over in 30 seconds.
Oh, you're right. The national anthem lasts at least a minute and a half. So
It lasts throughout the whole game. It's the only game on the slate that I'm guaranteed is going to be close because it's never a blowout ever.
Because they can't score.
And I waited until because they don't throw a lot. I get it. I do find it funny that the guy that advents for the tush push is, it's not fun to watch. And yet watching Jalen Hurts get a colonoscopy.
Yeah, because that's only one
week.
play. They do this every play, and I'm not interested.
In the chat, please tell Captain America over here how absolutely unequivocally wrong he is, and that I won this in a no doubt walk. They got 2 good NFL games, and the pageantry of the game.
Mm-hmm. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We'll be back with more picks for Week 14 next.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
With a Chalupa Supreme, beefy 5-layer burrito, crunchy taco, cinnamon twist, and medium drink, Taco Bell's $5 Cravings Box is packed as ever and $5 as ever. Get one at Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for price and participation which vary. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
The holidays are the happiest time of the year. That is, unless you or your loved ones are miserable because of colds, sinus infections, or allergies. This holiday season, give the gift of better breathing with Navage. What makes Navage so effective? Well, unlike cold and allergy drugs that might take a long time to help, if they're effective at all, Navage provides fast relief from sinus congestion in 30 seconds flat. Navage doesn't just relieve symptoms, it attacks the cause by sucking out the germs, allergens, and viruses trapped in your nose that are making you feel miserable. Best of all, Navage does it naturally, without drugs. Wash away your cold and congestion problems this holiday season. Add Navage to your gift list so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Wendy's Peppermint Frosty and Frosty Cream Cold Brew make the perfect gift for anyone in your life. Especially for you. Yeah, this year you're sitting on your own lap and getting yourself what you want. Finally. And now every day this season, unlock 20% off your total when you get any small, medium, or large Frosty in the Wendy's app. So order something from your own wish list this year.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's with app offer and registration. Applies to menu items only. Taxes and fees excluded.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer. And some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate Razor. While others need a Gillette Anti-Chafe Stick. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get, down there. Buy now.
Plan your visit to Tryon International Equestrian Center for Winterfest, powered by Stoller Power Solutions. Load up your vehicle with friends and family and take a cruise through the Christmas Wonderland Drive-Thru Light Show, featuring hundreds of thousands of dazzling lights, dancing to the tune of holiday classics on your car radio. This immersive experience has become a holiday tradition for many. Experience ice skating, holiday attractions, a Christmas market, live performances, and much more. Head to tryon.com/Winterfest for dates and details.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
Back in the Sportsocracy, ESPN Asheville, Week 14 in the NFL, providing us with, Dallas and Philly. That's the key game. San Francisco, Seattle. We'll pick that one coming up in just a little bit as well. Picking every game against the spread here, as we do. 1 o'clock slate features the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Cleveland Browns. What's the official spread over there?
It has fluctuated because we still don't have the info on Trevor Lawrence. They said they'll make that decision on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been pretty cautious, but it's Cleveland -3. Dorian Thompson-Robinson is out of concussion protocol, but no decision has been made as to whether it will be him or Joe Falco.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. I don't care.
You don't care either way?
I don't care either way.
Okay.
Why? I'm taking Jacksonville regardless. I don't care who starts on their side. I don't care who starts on Cleveland's side. I do not care.
Mm-hmm. Even if Jacksonville has to go with a backup.
C.J. Beathard, don't care. C.J. Beathard is better than Dorian Thompson-Robinson or Joe Falco.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, the defense is good. I get it. I think this is a tremendously low-scoring game.
Yeah.
Set the over-under. I'm just curious how close you can get.
32.5. Pretty close.
It's one of the lowest over-unders in an NFL game, and I could not tell you how long. And the fact that I'm catching 3 points with Jacksonville and there is a possibility that Trevor Lawrence plays, that's enough for me.
Yep.
That's enough for me.
I agree with you.
Now, I could get burned here and they play C.J. Beathard and he's terrible, and Cleveland wins this game 10-7. Hey, guess what? That's still a push.
Mm-hmm. Problem is Cleveland can't score more than that. I don't believe.
If they were ever going to do it, this is a great team to do it against.
They will struggle to do that. I get, if it's Jacksonville and it's C.J. Beathard, then they will try to lean on the run. But here's the problem. The Browns are one of the best run defenses in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So Travis Etienne's not going to have a lot of space to work with. I don't think this game's high scoring at all. It'll be very low scoring.
This may be
I want to
first one
take
of
the
10
team with
wins.
the better defense, but I can't because you're that bad on offense.
And I'll just be honest with you. If I got a field goal with either of these teams, I'd have taken it. If Cleveland was the 3-point dog, I would take that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether Trevor Lawrence played or not, I don't care.
Yep. Let's go Texans and the Jets. How much of a dog are you right now?
What is the shortest we've ever needed to evaluate a game? We ever done one in 10 seconds?
Maybe close.
All right. Start your little timer then. Because from the time I say the number, this shouldn't take a real long time.
Mm-hmm.
Houston Texans are a 3.5-point favorite on the road at the New York Jets. I'll take the Houston Texans, and that is my bet your house game of the week.
I'll take the Texans as well.
Oh, sorry.
3.5.
I forget. Sorry, I forgot to hit the button. That was actually the only reason I said it was going to take 10 seconds. Zach Wilson against C.J. Stroud. Yeah, that's probably enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
Jet season's over. This is at home. Boo Birds will be out. Over-under's 33, and I would go under.
I'm kind of surprised that this is not a bigger line.
Because the defense is so good.
Yeah, but the defense of the Jets keeps it respectable.
And the thought is, if you see the bad C.J. Stroud game, it will be here. I don't care if you do. You could tell me he throws he could throw 3 picks inside his own 35-yard line. I still don't care. It's still Zach Wilson. It's Zach Wilson who didn't even know if he wanted to play in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way, the 8th different offensive line combination for the Jets in a row. This will be 8 games in a row that they start a different offensive line combination.
Yep.
It's terrible. It's awful. I won't watch a second of it. Houston, Texas.
Terrible, awful. Baltimore Ravens hosting the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, speaking of awful, terrible, let's see if we can set a new record. Baltimore Ravens are a 7.5-point favorite at home. They'll cover that within 5 minutes. Give me the Ravens by a bajillion-d. And if I could do this again, I would.
Mm-hmm.
Because I considered taking that one, but the Jets are just a little bit worse.
I'm on Baltimore as well. But I don't know that this is going to be as out of hand as you think.
I do.
I think L.A. can score.
42-6.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I love everything Baltimore in DFS this week. I will have probably more of Lamar Jackson than I have of any other quarterback. The Rams' defense is horribly undisciplined, and I'm getting Baltimore off a bye. Okay.
Yeah. Hammered
Cooper Kupp's still limited. Puka Nacua is not as difficult to defend as people think.
Okay.
When you watch the tape on him, it becomes, I mean, yes, he is way better than a 5th-round pick, but he's also not, he's one of the 5 best receivers in the league. No, he was playing in a very pass-happy offense. They played a very bad schedule to start at the beginning of the year. And he can do some special things, don't get me wrong. I don't think Baltimore's going to struggle that much with him because you don't have anything else.
All right, Baltimore Ravens minus the 7.5. We'll take a quick break. Well, I guess it's not time for a break,
no.
Is it? Oh, that's well. Thought we should take a break there. Well, let's continue with the picks here. 4 o'clock slate of games on Sunday. We've got, here you go, the Minnesota Vikings and the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders are a dog at home. The official number is what?
Raiders are a 3-point dog at home.
3-point dog. Well, I'm going Minnesota minus the 3.
I had a feeling you would.
Well, yeah, of course I will. I still don't believe the Las Vegas Raiders are a good team. Minnesota, I know they're not great either. I just don't believe in Vegas, and they'll find a way. They'll find a way.
You actually think Minnesota's a better team than the Raiders? What do I always say about these interconference games? If you get an equivalent AFC team against an equivalent NFC team, take the AFC every single time.
Yep.
Especially when they're at home and especially when they're a dog.
Mm-hmm.
This was another one. I didn't think about this for probably grand total. I thought about this for 3 seconds.
Yep.
I have no belief in the Vikings. Mm-hmm. And I know Justin Jefferson's coming back. I get it. Josh Dobbs is awful.
Mm-hmm.
Awful. And he's not going to get any better this week. This line is dumb.
Really?
I saw this and had to check and make sure that that they had the positives and the negatives on the right side.
Justin Jefferson doesn't change anything for you.
He's being thrown to by Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
No, it changes absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah,
this team's not good. And defensively, they are god-awful.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what? You have to deal with Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers on the other side. I've got 2 weeks to get Favre ready because they're coming off a bye. He's actually got talent. Josh Dobbs doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
He's a smart guy. He's not a talented guy at all.
I'm not as concerned as with Josh Dobbs, or at least I guess I wouldn't be if I were the Vegas Raiders. What I would be concerned about is Justin Jefferson, because when you
got to get
have
the ball
talent,
somehow.
Well, yeah, and Josh Dobbs is not. I mean, he didn't lose his arm. It's not like he forgot how to throw.
He never had one. This is the easiest thing on the planet for people to figure out. There's a reason that by the third game that he has started, this is now the third time he's had a chance to start. By the third game, he's irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm talking throwing 12 QBRs. There's a reason for that because he can't make tight window throws. So what do? Just play zone. That's all I have to do. Never play man. Do not turn your back on him. So all I have to do is play zone. It completely mitigates Justin Jefferson because now he has to get open in the spot and Josh Dobbs has to make the throw over a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I haven't looked at this, but I'm going to look it up just because solely because I'm curious. I would love to know what Josh Dobbs' passing yards threshold is this week. Because I'll bet you it's 212.5.
Okay.
Against a pretty less than ideal Raiders defense.
Mm-hmm.
Passing props. Let's see. Josh Dobbs. Those are touchdowns. Clicked the wrong one. Big dumb bear, folks. 220.5. I was close.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go aggressively under. I'd go under on Dobbs and over on Aiden O'Connell.
Okay. Justin Jefferson, to me, makes a difference. And you add him in.
And I think you're misconstruing what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying he doesn't make a difference for the Vikings. Mm-hmm. I'm saying he's not making a difference in the pick. You missed this number by 7 full points. I don't get this opportunity very often because I would have taken the Raiders as a 3.5-point favorite at home. I'm certainly taking them as a 3-point dog.
Okay. Like I was going to say, Justin Jefferson does change everything for me. It makes me like Josh Dobbs better. It likes me make the rest of the team better. All of the other weapons that they have, T.J. Hawkinson coming back from injury. I do think the Minnesota Vikings are better than the Las Vegas Raiders as a team. The Raiders do have pieces, but I think Minnesota's better as a team. Let's go with the Seattle Seahawks, San Francisco 49ers. That's one of the premier games of the late slate. So we still got the Bills and the Chiefs to go as well as we continue to pick each and every game against the spread here in Week 14 on the Sportsocracy and ESPN Asheville. We'll be right back after this.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Great drive this afternoon and a pretty decent start to the weekend. Then the bigger changes coming in. The question will be Sunday night to early Monday morning. Do we get cold enough temperatures before the precip goes away, before the precip and the wet roadways melt? All right, stay tuned. Sunshine, 62 today. Tonight, 38. Tomorrow, partly sunny, maybe a shower, 63. Our shower day's really Sunday, 60 degrees. Rain over to snow showers possible Sunday night to early Monday. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. With a Chalupa Supreme beefy 5-layer burrito, crunchy taco, cinnamon twist, and medium drink, Taco Bell's $5 cravings box is packed as ever. And $5 as ever. Get one at Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for price and participation which vary. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Ever felt lost in the maze of health insurance options? Hummingbird Insurance, North Carolina's #1 rated health insurance agency, is here to help. Did you know most qualify for health insurance with $0 net premiums? Don't stress. Hummingbird Insurance is no cost and walks you through your options across insurance carriers. Understand your options now and be ready for 2024 enrollment. Visit hummingbirdins.com and schedule your free consultation. Hummingbird Insurance. Comparison shopping made easy.
Have your outdoors and running water too with Luxury Lou, the tasteful solution to portable bathroom rentals. Family owned and local, Luxury Lou Rental provides modern bathrooms on the go with running water, AC and heating, flushable toilets, and elegant designs. Luxury Lou's are perfect for weddings, corporate events, remodels, and more. Don't leave your well-dressed guests to use a dirty porta-potty John.
Ew.
Turn to Asheville natives. Luxury Lou. Visit LuxuryLousRental.com.
The Ingalls Giving Tree benefiting Manna Food Bank will be at the Asheville Mall. Bring non-perishable items to the donation barrels at local Ingalls locations or donate online. Join Ingalls Markets, iHeartRadio Asheville, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times so Manna Food Bank can fill empty plates this holiday season.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
The Ingalls Giving Tree, benefiting Manna Food Bank, will be on display at the Asheville Mall as a reminder of the needs of so many families in western North Carolina. Drop off non-perishable items in the donation barrels at all Ingalls locations, donate online or at the Ingalls Giving Tree at Asheville Mall so Manna Food Bank can reach everyone who needs help. Nothing can hold back the holiday spirit of giving in western North Carolina. Please help Ingalls Markets, iHeartRadio Asheville, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times ensure Manna Food Bank can fill thousands of empty plates this holiday season.
The best season of the year is here.
Tailgate season.
Monster Brewing presents this season's MVP,
The Beast Unleashed.
with 4 bold, familiar flavors.
With 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Beast Unleashed is your new pregame ritual.
With white haze, mean green, peach perfect, and scary berries, there's a flavor for every fan.
The Beast
Unleashed.
6% alcohol by volume. Unleashed responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Beast Unleashed available at your local retailer. It is the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. It's always time for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes.
Yes. Don't do crimes. You may have heard this story. Former Jaguars employee has been arrested, accused of stealing from the team. $22 million. This guy was able to bilk, I guess, off of the franchise. So he worked in the finance department, and apparently he was in charge of the virtual credit card program for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm not sure what a virtual credit card program is, but apparently it's something that only a few people have access to within an organization.
In our organization, the only one with access to it, this guy.
Yes.
Which is why he has no clue what it is.
Yes, exactly. $22 million.
Yeah, we don't have access to that. Ours is like $8.
Over a series of years here that he has been in charge of the VCC program. He got a lot out of this. He apparently was taken, so he would put he would cook the books, basically, bigger numbers for the expense than it actually cost, and then he would take the extra money from that, and he would use that for things like a condominium in Ponte Vedra Beach, a Tesla Model 3 sedan, cryptocurrency, chartering private jets, luxury hotel stays, a country club membership, and luxury wristwatches. Don't do crimes. Now,
he did a lot of crimes.
That is a story, though, that makes sense, right? If you're going to steal money, you're going to steal money from a big organization. Big payday. On the flip side of this, there was a story also of a sports guy who was embezzling money from his team, only he got way less. 5 members of the Baltimore Blast indoor soccer team have now been suspended, and the GM is in trouble because he apparently has been forging checks and stealing money from the organization. His embezzlement,
tens and tens of dollars.
A little bit less. I mean, he still got quite a chunk, and that's part of the weird part of the story to me, is that somehow the Baltimore Blast indoor soccer team had $450,000 that he could steal. And I don't know how you do that and nobody notices, right? Because I think if $450,000 went missing from a WNBA team, they would notice. How did the indoor soccer team not go, we made $500,000 this year, if that, and $450,000 are missing? I think somebody's stealing from us.
At Sports Tank ESPN. How much did $455,000? Is that what you said?
Yes, $450,000 is what he stole.
So how many games does an indoor soccer league team play a year? Say 20.
Maybe.
All right. 20 home dates a year. $1 a ticket. Be 455,000 tickets. And math. That's about what that ticket's worth, about $1.
There you go.
I'll give you $1. And you know why? Because I just found it on the sidewalk. I'm afraid it's got fentanyl on it. Here, you have it. Oh, shoot. My story comes from a place that Rodney Carrington made quite famous, Christie's Toy Box, Tulsa, Oklahoma. If you've never heard Rodney stand up, let me enlighten you that it is a store where you buy marital aids. That's what you do at that particular toy box. It's not a toy store. Do not take children in it. Do not get confused, because that's not what it is.
Nice.
However, a law enforcement officer by the name of David Dewitt apparently took his lady friend.
That wasn't his
last name's Dewitt. His last name's Dewitt.
No.
It is. He took his lady friend into Christie's toy box, and apparently she was interested in a device that she located there, and it made him quite angry. Care to take a stab at why that made him angry?
I don't want to take a stab at that at all. Stab you first.
How does one say this delicately? He was apparently very upset that said Bilbo was of a greater girth than Dewitt was. And he became very enraged, started raising his hand in a threatening fashion, to which a clerk intervened. When the clerk intervened, Mr. Dewitt said, "Falafel you, I'm a cop."
Okay.
I feel like you didn't acknowledge what I just said. Not only did he cause a scene at the erotica store, he's also a law enforcement officer. Well, the situation escalates, but eventually it cools down. Things are okay. They are going to the register to purchase said device, at which time the clerk asks if he needed batteries for the device, which led him to say, "What the falafel did you just say to me, fat boy?" and then proceed to pummel him senseless.
Oh, no.
Gets better. At some point, he gets off the clerk, and they're going to exit the store, and he says he is going to call the police, at which time Mr. Dewitt said, "Call the falafel and cops. I am the cops. You don't falafel and assault me. I can have you arrested and jailed to where you never get out." So let me see if I could just take a 10,000-foot perspective of this. You basically just said that you are not a manly man. I'm going to bet he drives a Camaro. It's just, just an assumption.
No doubt.
He doesn't have a mullet. His hairline and tanks have a lot in common, but it does appear that he has at some point gone the plug route and he didn't get the good ones. His head looks vaguely like a chia pet. You could literally see where they've gone.
So kind of like LeBron's did a few years ago.
Yes.
Right before he did Space Jam.
Yes. And you were this upset because your lady friend was not necessarily.
He's intimidated.
It was not 100% satisfaction guarantee on this relationship. That's what you're telling me?
The male ego is a fragile thing.
That's not for me.
No.
I'm not a fragile one.
I mean, nobody's shocked. This guy did not. I don't think he drove a Camaro either. I guarantee you he pulled up
Trans Am.
he pulled up in a F-350 Power Stroke.
Oh, yeah.
I got my big old truck. Yeah. None of this shocks me.
It shocks me that you beat a clerk senseless at a
Oh, you think the guy who had his manhood questioned
then why did you go?
By his girlfriend? Because he thought he was going. They were going to go in there. It was going to be fun. She was going to find maybe some of them. I don't know, eating britches or something. Like there was going to be something. He didn't think he was going to go in there, and she wanted the Magnum on the side of the wall, and then you go, I can't compete with that.
Listen, Tanya, that one's got Louisville Slugger written on the side. You're going to have
to. Right. I was all about this when I thought I was going to buy you something you could put in your pocket. But
Kelvin Joyner asked if he received a police discount. That's Good for you.
I could knock 7 people out with that one. I probably couldn't get it through customs. Probably don't have a suitcase big enough for that thing. Of course I'm a little on edge. I already have a fragile male ego to begin with, and now, none of this shocks me at all. Especially the fact that he's a cop.
At Sports Talk ESPN. That's the. Notice that I didn't agree with anything he said. I just let him go on his little rant.
You're in the Sportsocracy.
And Tank gets pulled over 3 seconds away from the studio today.
You're in the Sportsocracy. ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
By the way, great time to. It comes to me.
Yes.
A great time to mention that we have our We Back the Blue t-shirts.
Oh,
Don't do crimes in the merch store.
Indeed.
Because we do, in spite of what Tons of Fun over there just said.
Hey, I didn't say all. Anyway. Anywho, 4 o'clock slate of games includes the Seattle Seahawks, San Francisco 49ers. 4:05 start in San Francisco, and San Francisco is an 11-point favorite. Is that the official line on your screen?
Yes.
11 points.
Yes.
All right. You said earlier this is a big old number.
That's a big number.
Are you going the other way? Are you going to Seattle?
I usually reserve 11 as a number that I will only lay when we have a good team hosting a really bad team.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the reason why in this game I will be going with the San Francisco 49ers. Because I think this is a good team hosting a bad team.
Yes. I would agree with that.
You've already blistered them once. I have no reason to think you're not going to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
This does have a trap game feel, and I know there's a lot of sharp money on Seattle. This is a week that Vegas is either going to get absolutely drug or they're going to build another luxury hotel.
Yeah.
There is a lot of heavy money on one side of practically every one of these games.
And the money is where on this one?
It's on Seattle. Over 80% of the money is on Seattle.
I don't even kind of understand that.
It's because it's such a big number, and people think they're better than they are.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're thinking that this is a complacency game. We already beat the snot out of these guys on their turf, so we're just going to come in here and we'll just be able to sleepwalk through this thing. I don't think that this team has that in them at this point.
I had a feeling this number was going to be inflated, and it is. The only thing is that I thought it was going to be real easy for me to take San Francisco because I thought it would be 8.
Mm-hmm.
They actually said it where it should be. San Francisco's clearly the better team.
Yes.
Seattle's not fantastic at covering spreads. They haven't dealt with one this big, and I don't think they can.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this team's that good. I don't think Geno Smith's that good. I think you have an issue at tackle, and now you come up against a very formidable front for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yep. And you have a major, major problem because you're taking on the hottest team in the NFL right now. I still believe it's close between the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers as to whose best is better. But you've got no shot. If you're the Seattle Seahawks, in my opinion, you can take division game if you want to, but I'd use that better when they were at their house. Now you're on the road, and I don't like it. Earlier in the program, last hour, we talked about the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. Jeremy, you and I both on Kansas City in that 1.5-point spread. Chiefs favorite at home. 4:25 start for the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. And the Chargers are a 2.5-point favorite at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I will be on the other side of that one. I'm going Denver plus the 2.5. Los Angeles is terrible.
They are not very good. No.
And I don't know what is happening there. I don't know how anybody has much left for this season. If you're a Los Angeles Charger, it has gone worse than you possibly could have imagined. And this week there was a lot of talk about Brandon Staley benching Austin Eckler. I get the numbers haven't been good, but is he the reason that team's not good?
He hasn't helped. I mean, it took you 3 years to figure out that Austin Eckler doesn't run well between the tackles. I don't know why that took so long, but it did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not the reason, but, I mean, I get it.
At this point, you're grasping at straws to find anything that works. And here's the thing. You're not going to find anything that works. As long as you have Brandon Staley leading this team, I think everybody's given up on him.
I would agree with that. Very often we see teams in a situation like this that are not really playing for much. You're kind of playing for the coach's job, and they have that one game that pops. I struggled with this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What got me was one very simple stat. Russell Wilson is the same guy under pressure that he is clean because they don't take shots down the field, really. You care to take a stab at what Justin Herbert's passer rating is under pressure?
64.
65.6.
Ooh, close.
You know what it is when he's clean?
87.
108.4.
Whoa. Okay.
How many teams in the NFL have less sacks than the Denver Broncos?
2.
It's 8.
Oh, okay. So they don't give him pressure much. You think this is Justin Herbert bounce back game?
Go Chargers, go!
All right. Los Angeles Chargers.
This is one of the – I have about one of these games a week where I just go, that line feels weird. And I'm down on Denver. That feels weird even to me. And then I saw where all the money went and nothing moved. It's literally done nothing but go up all week. That's weird to me.
And it's at 2.5?
It is at 2.5, yes.
2.5. All right. You'll take the Chargers minus the 2.5. I'll have the Chargers plus the 2.5.
Well, you can't have the same team plus and minus. Doesn't work that way.
You
got to have the Broncos.
Excuse me.
There
Broncos plus the 2.5.
See, this is how we get confused in Who Tank. Sometimes he plays these little shenanigans. I have to go back and go,
Shadow games.
Who did you actually take here?
Monday Night Football. It's a doubleheader this week.
Which it should be every week.
Mm-hmm.
I'll maintain that until my dying day.
Dual 8:15 starts on Monday night. Let's go Miami Dolphins, Tennessee Titans first. Miami is a 13-point favorite at home. It's a lot of points.
That is a lot of points.
And I do not care.
I hate laying numbers like this.
I think Tennessee is just bad, but bad, bad, bad.
They are. Their offensive line is
secondary has been bad, but bad, bad, bad for quite a while. I don't see anybody who stops them. Without Jeffrey Simmons, I don't feel like you're going to be able to get home and put pressure on Tua. I don't like anything for them in this scenario.
I've developed I've developed a new theory about the NFL that I'm going to test out next year when we start doing preseason predictions with the schedule release. There is absolutely nothing in the NFL that you can't get past.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a mediocre quarterback. You can probably prop him up with good receivers because he did still get here. You cannot get over having a bad offensive line and having a bad secondary. If you have those two things together, you will win no more than 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gone back 5 years. There is literally not a team that debunks that theory. Tennessee's one of them. This is going to be a bloodletting.
Yeah.
I'll take Miami minus 13.
Yep. Absolutely.
I hate laying that many points, but I will.
And then the Green Bay Packers and the New York Football Giants.
You know, Green Bay Packer fans have really, really just worn out my Twitter feed and my Instagram and any social media. So there's a big part of me that really wants to take the New York Giants.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping you would chime in with something there because I still haven't decided what's
But
going on.
But you're not gonna, right? The Giants, I mean, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around how you could convince yourself
because the number's too high.
Of that.
Because the number's too high.
Is it?
This is a super young team on a short week.
Yeah, but
because you played the Sunday night game.
The Giants are that bad, though.
They're terrible, but they're coming off a bye.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of veterans on that team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the number's off by much. Like, I think Green Bay's going to win this game by either 6 or 7.
Yep.
The problem is that the line's 6.5.
Yes.
Which means there's a 50-50 shot of me getting this right.
Mm-hmm.
This tells me everything I need to know about how Vegas views Green Bay, by the way. You tell me how great Jordan Love is, that's awesome. Vegas doesn't believe in you. I don't really believe in you.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in your receivers. I think you've got a lot of really good receivers.
But you're almost a full touchdown favorite against a bad team. I mean, that's. I mean, nobody thinks that Green Bay's great.
The Detroit,
right?
The New York Giants were a 19-point dog in a game earlier this year.
But to the Cowboys, nobody thinks the Packers are on the Cowboys level, do they?
That's 13 points of discrepancy. That's how bad this team is.
Mm-hmm.
And Vegas knows that.
Mm-hmm.
It tells me a lot, but that way.
All right.
You know what? Screw it. I got a lead on you. I can do this. New York Giants.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I could be wrong. I could absolutely be wrong, but I would have never forgiven myself if the Giants found a way to actually win this.
Mm-hmm.
Or even just cover the number.
Yeah.
That line stinks. I don't know why it stinks. And there's sharp money on the Giants, and I will go with them.
Okay.
I have bucked the trend of going with sharp money too many times in this.
Yeah. The only way I could have gone that way is if I do the, hey, every time I've been on them they've won, or every time I've been on them they've lost, and every time I've been off of them they won, because it feels like that's what I've been doing with Green Bay. But I think they're figuring something out here, and this is a terrible Giants team. I think they'll take care of business. I'll take Green Bay minus the 6.5. Jeremy going with the underdog, New York Giants.
One more banger for the college football regular season.
That's right. It's coming up next. Your pick for Army-Navy.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need, and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
On Millionaire's Cove.
Don, I won $1 million playing the $10 million spectacular scratch-off. And there's someone else.
Well, I won the $10 million top prize.
I don't know what I saw in your long-lost brother.
I have a brother?
New $10 million spectacular from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Instant millions change everything. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 3.11. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
And the angel answered her, "The Holy Spirit will come upon you. The power of the Most High will overshadow you. Therefore, the child to be born will be called Holy, the Son of God." Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from all your friends at the Carpet Barn.
For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders. His name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Deputy Chief Mike Lamb and the men and women of the Asheville Police Department.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How'd you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just send them a text.
Text VALUE to 323232 to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add your retirement fund. It's up to you. Just text VALUE to 323232 right now to see if you qualify. Text the word VALUE to 323232. Text VALUE to 323232 now.
Coffee's for closers only. Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power. That watch costs more than your car. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
Tank poo-poos it. I don't. It's one of the great things that happens in all of football, the pageantry of the game. Army, Navy, and this feels like a very apropos to do my favorite thing one last time.
Underdog, 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 underdog.
Speed of lightning, roar of thunder. Navy's a 2.5-point dog against Army. Let me tell you a fun stat that I learned this week. 5 of the last 6 times this game was played outside of Pennsylvania, Navy won. They're a dog. I like them a lot, and I'll tell you another part of this I like. Love Navy money line. Win it outright. Over 28. In the last 5 years, this game would have gone over 28, 3 of the 5. In the last 10 years, it would have done it 7 of 10. They score more points than you think. It always feels like a gross fest, and yet the final score always seems to go over a very low number. Give me Navy in the money line. They went outright over 28, and enjoy it. Go to a bar, buy a beer for a veteran, tell them you appreciate them, and just watch them. Because, frankly, Tank's never done that, and that's why he poo-poos it. I do it every single year, and it's awesome.
It is the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. That'll do it for us for the week. We will be back with you, of course, on Sunday for the fantasy show. Get you set for the fantasy football day. Back here with a recap of everything on and over reaction Monday at noon.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Great drive this afternoon and a pretty decent start to the weekend. Then the bigger changes coming in. The question will be Sunday night to early Monday morning. Do we get cold enough temperatures before the precip goes away, before the precip and the wet roadways melt? All right, stay tuned. Sunshine, 62 today. Tonight, 38. Tomorrow, partly sunny, maybe a shower, 63. Our shower day's really Sunday, 60 degrees. Rain over the snow showers.
Get your home insanely clean with Zero-Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Call now to get 3 rooms cleaned for only $129 and mention ESPN Asheville to get a free hallway cleaning. Easily schedule online at ZeroResAsheville.com.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer. And some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate Razor. While others need a Gillette Anti-Chafe Stick. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get down there. Buy now.
Ready to change your phone service? You gotta check out Boost Infinite Wireless at boostinfinite.com. You get their low-priced service and a brand new iPhone every year. And Boost Infinite's new technology gives you 3 networks for the price of 1. So you get the best quality calls and data anywhere you are. No one can do that except Boost. Switch today at boostinfinite.com or call 855-55-BOOST. See boostinfinite.com for terms and conditions.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.